Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I loved it.
My name's Jay Milne. #Blue.
Our sports update deliverer, the Coop.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today. You know what, Reid? You might be honest.
All right, here's what's going on in the NASCAR.
So, Jason Milne, you're a very friendly, accommodating guy.
Okay.
You're outgoing. You like people.
Yes.
So, if you were invited to some sort of a gathering, a party, would your inclination to want to go? Like, I'm just generally, if somebody was like, "Hey, Jay, this is happening. Would you like to come?"
Yeah.
Probably in general, you'd lean towards, "Oh, that's nice of the person to invite me. Is there a way I can at least make an appearance?"
Yes, I definitely.
So just starting very generally, right?
Yes.
So if someone invited you to a some sort of a gathering, and it had a very sort of unique twist to it, like something that piqued your interest, would that then increase the likelihood that you would want to go?
100%.
100%. Okay. And if the person who sent you that invitation was someone who was quite frankly a famous person, and now I know you're not. I want to clarify this because it's not. This isn't just about fame, perhaps, but this person, if the person who invited you was generally considered highly intelligent and one of the most prominent person in his field globally.
Oh, for sure.
Invited you to an event, and on top of that, it had a very unique twist to it. You'd be inclined to go.
Sign me up.
You'd be inclined to even change plans to go.
I'm in.
Like if someone who is considered a highly intelligent, unique person who was amongst the elite in their chosen field said to you, "Jay Milne, I'm having this event. Here's an invitation." You'd be inclined to be like, "Holy crap! Stop everything."
I'd quit my job for it.
All right. So would you be surprised then if I told you there was an occasion within the last 20 years in which one of the smartest people in the world threw a party with an incredibly unique premise, and it wasn't just poorly attended, it was non-attended. Not a single person came to this party. Would that surprise you?
Shocking.
Would that surprise you?
Yes.
Would you like to know who threw this party, first of all?
Oh, baby. I'm waiting over here with bated breath.
Does the name Stephen Hawking mean anything to you?
Yes, it does.
Stephen Hawking, of course, passed away in March of 2018.
See a lot of funny memes about Stephen
I would
Hawking.
I would consider him world renowned.
Sure. Wasn't he a scientist?
According to his bio, he was a English theoretical physicist, cosmologist, director of research for theoretical cosmology at the University of Cambridge. Very well studied in mathematics, bunch of other stuff. He'd be considered a smart guy who knew how to think.
I think he could sell out a room.
Like if you didn't even know the premise, if for some reason Stephen Hawking, when he was with us, would have sent Jason Milne and said, "Hey, I'm having this get together. I want you, Jason Milne, to come." Would you not have been like, if Stephen Hawking is inviting me, I should probably go?
I'm not sure it would have sounded like that, but yes,
right.
I would accept the invite.
So Stephen Hawking once hosted a party and no one came.
Come on.
Would you like to know why, Jay?
Why?
This party occurred on June 28th, 2009. It's interesting what Mr. Hawking did. He sent out the invitations to the... Are you aware of this? Have you heard of this?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Because you're looking at me, and I don't know if you just think I'm weird or you know where I'm going with this.
I have no clue.
He sent out the invitations. Do you know about this, Coop? Have you heard about this before?
I may have heard it in passing, but I don't know the full story.
He sent out the invitations for this party.
This is 2009?
Yes. June 28th, 2009. Mr. Hawking intelligent man, sent out the invitations for this party the day after the party was held. So he organized this party. He had balloons, champagne, nibbles, according to the information from the party, laid out for his guests. He had not yet sent out the invitations to the party. Now, why would he do this, do you think? Who did he eventually invite to this party that no one attended? Coob, do you have an answer? Anybody in the nasty chat know?
What, like, was he thinking, because he was a scientist, he was, as you said, astrology.
It was a bit of an experiment.
Okay. Was he so confident and cocky that he thought he could travel back in time to his own party?
He invited time travelers.
Oh my gosh.
He invited time travelers to the party. He wasn't traveling through time, but he said, okay, if I have this party, and then I send out the invitations the day after, people in the future, and he sent the coordinates of where the party was, people in the future should be able to see, oh, there was a party on June 28th, 2009. I'm going to go back to it.
So he was mocking time
and because
travelers.
nobody came, therefore nobody can travel through time.
What on God's green earth made you think of this today?
I actually don't remember. It just came to me. Sometimes
that's incredible.
Don't people just think about time travel sometimes?
Yeah.
I've never thought about it once.
Really?
Unless brought up on this show.
Well, Tommy and Dusty were talking about it on the oil stream today.
I missed that part.
I guess you could say, well, yeah, of course, if I was to travel back in time, I would have done this. But like, I don't think about it seriously.
Well, the reason I was thinking about it is because both Hernan and I recently read Project Hail Mary.
Yes.
And the movie's coming out in March. Now, traveling at a high speed is a form of time travel because you could leave the Earth and travel at an incredibly high speed and come back. And 20 years could have passed on Earth and maybe you would have only aged 5 years. So that's a form of time travel. But going backward in time is not generally considered possible. And perhaps Mr. Hawking proved that. Now, other theories include that perhaps going back in time creates a parallel timeline. So people did go back to this party, but then it was in an alternate universe. Or that the time travelers do exist, but they simply didn't get these invitations at whatever point.
Yeah, how did he send these invitations out? By mail, Facebook, MySpace?
I think I don't know where he put them, actually. He somehow made them available to the universe. Now, what's interesting, when Mr. Hawking passed away in 2018, there was a ballot for public places at the funeral. His estate allowed people with dates of birth as late as December of 2038 to register for tickets, saying that they cannot exclude the possibility of time travel.
What if the time travelers knew about it, but just weren't big fans of Stephen Hawking?
That's also
and
true.
And they got together and said, "Screw this guy. He's trying to make an example of us. We'll show you, Stephen Hawking."
Also possible. You can't disprove that.
You cannot.
Well, they had other plans.
Okay, hang on. I have so many questions.
As you should.
I have so many questions. Is there evidence that he actually had a party ready to go?
Did he have nibbles?
Yes, it says he had balloons, champagnes, and nibbles.
What the hell are nibbles?
Probably like bugles and stuff.
Bugles?
And hand sandwiches.
Maybe that's why people didn't show up.
Nibbles like snacks.
Yes, like snacks.
Refreshments.
You thought they were little creatures or something?
I thought they were
this was
form
like
of candy.
a form of is this nibs, but they have nibbles?
Yeah.
Did Stephen Hawking himself believe in time travel?
Well, I think he wondered if it was theoretically possible and thus thought it would be cool to have this party.
Well, this would not really help his belief.
No.
This would not support his belief.
Well, I think he wanted to test it out.
Well,
I wonder if somebody wrote an entire thesis about that. Well, Stephen Hawking laid this out. There's no time.
Turns out
he
he made an ass of himself.
Yeah.
Because nobody showed up. What a waste. What a waste of good nibbles.
Well, he probably ate them all himself or shared them. I would hope.
Does it sound like a great party?
A party with Stephen Hawking does not sound like a great party in general.
Why not?
He doesn't strike me as the real partier. I mean, it would be fun to pick his brain.
Yeah, I'd be interested to talk to.
You know, Walk him around. Talk to him.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think, Steven? Tell me about
the universe.
I have a lot of places I could go here, but I just
Imagine
can't.
going up to someone that smart who can think things through more deeply than most of us and being like, hey, Steven, what's on your mind? Well, let me tell you, Jay. And yes, everybody, I know he used the voice box or whatever, the voice synthesizer.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, no, I just meant how you doing. Like 2 hours later, he's like, what's on your mind? Well, I was wondering.
That would be an interesting conversation to have an hour or two with Stephen Hawking one-on-one. Is it just me, or have you noticed a lot of those AI-created Stephen Hawking, Stephen Hawking?
I have not seen those.
Racing on a NASCAR track.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of...
I don't think I've ever seen that.
There's a lot of videos.
There's a lot of AI for a lot of different things. It's almost getting a little too much.
My mom almost got caught bad. Well, not bad per se, but like she was like, "Is that even real?" Like,
oh yeah.
Now it's going the other way around. You almost see something that is real that you think might not
that's
be.
the scary part.
Oh,
Or the videos. Like, if I just want to say to people, like, allow your brain to be logical. Like, if you need to go up to somebody and say, is this video of a poodle dressed as a chauffeur driving a limousine around Los Angeles real? Probably ask yourself that question before you make a fool of yourself asking somebody else.
They're very smart dogs.
Or pretend like, what if someone came up to me and asked me if this video was real?
That's a great point.
Yeah.
It's check yourself.
Because look, the dogs that can drive limousines don't need to dress up to do it. They can just drive. How you doing, everybody? This is the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne on Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta. Now that we've weeded out the people who don't like to have fun, we can get the show going. By the way, if you're watching us on YouTube today, do not delay. Click the thumbs up.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
Also, if you're on YouTube and you haven't already subscribed to Edmonton Sports Talk, you can listen on iHeartRadio or TuneIn Radio as well. If you would like to get in touch, perhaps send me an angry email about some of the ways we twist and turn through this show. We always love getting those. I made someone quite angry last week with our videos.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I made somebody quite angry.
Very angry.
Very angry. Yeah,
that was...
No, he won't be messaging me anymore. Well, he can try.
He can try.
You can email Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. My DMs are open, by the way.
Yeah, mine too.
Mine too. Like, yeah.
Me 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just be nice. The person that wrote to Reid was quite
He was
upset.
quite unhappy. Yeah, not just with me.
No.
His unhappiness with my work also turned into quite a harsh critique of Gene Principe's work.
Yes. I think he's an angry person.
I think he doesn't enjoy probably anything.
Like, he'd look at look at that sky out there, Reid.
Yeah.
There's not a cloud in sight.
How
It's
dare it be that blue?
What kind of BS is this blue sky? Give me some clouds. Give me some weather. That's the kind of person that DM'd you.
Jay at EdmontonSportsTalk.com is Jay's email. You can post in the nasty chat on YouTube. And, of course, you are welcome to text us, 780-218-9999. That is the afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 Restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. Jasmine in the nasty chat just got here. There's a video of a poodle driving a limo. No. It's actually a dog with a cape.
Who came up with a dog with a cape? When did that arrive? I watched Superman for years on television. I never saw a dog with a cape.
All right. Hey, is that, when does that dog driving the limo get here?
I think I hear him coming now.
Oh, my goodness. We have a lot to talk about, of course, some Oilers stuff, some CFL rule changes or alterations. Oh, this is really cool. At about 20 after 4, got to hand it to my colleague here, Jay Milne. Tom Thayer is going to join us. He's the Chicago Bears analyst on ESPN Radio. He played for the team that won Super Bowl 20 with McMahon, Peyton, the Fridge, Singletary, bunch of other legendary guys. So that'll be really, really cool to talk to him. But we better get to the afternoon headlines. As always, they are presented by 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. Stream them on iHeart today.
This is Chet Palmer with your sports report. OT was a downer for the locals in Nashville.
Yossi made all of oil country feel grossy. Hey, at least Captain Connie kept his big streak going. 20 in a row. One more and my brother-in-law will yell blackjack. The Canucks have lost 5 in a row and are in the league's basement. Maybe they'll get the first overall pick. Hey, Jason Milne, are those lottery balls in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Tune-up soccer coming to Commonwealth. Canada's going to play Uzbekistan. Hey, can I call him Stan for short? I'm Chet Palmer.
I liked Yossi was grossy. That was cheeky. And the lottery
Here,
balls.
Chet left his script.
Oh, did he?
He left his script there for you.
The lottery balls was just spot on. Well done.
I'll tell Chet. He's out of here already.
I bet you his brother-in-law would be okay with 20.
Would the brother-in-law stand on 20?
I think so.
Or would he go for that ace?
He might take a shot at it.
You would never know. Depend what kind of streak he was on. We every day we have fun with this. It's an off-topic topic for William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. So Jay and I actually came up with this yesterday, but we pushed it back to today because of yesterday being an Oilers game day, and we had an off-topic topic we really liked yesterday. And then we wound up with an impromptu one that came up off the start of the show. So Scott Adams passed away. He was the creator of Dilbert. I fully recognize there may be some of you who are saying, who or what is Dilbert? Fair enough. Dilbert was a comic strip. Now, I fully realize there may be some of you saying, what is a comic strip? Well, a comic strip used to appear in newspapers. Now, I realize there may be some of you saying, what's a newspaper? But back when Jay and I were younger...
Was it weekends or just Sundays?
The comics were every day. I think they were in color on the weekends.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
There's something different about the weekends.
Yeah, or there might have been some extra
or more.
ones. Yeah, there
were more.
So a comic strip was in the newspaper, and it was usually a 3 to 4 panel little story that might have some humor or some satire. Some of them might have been ongoing. And then there were other ones that were a single panel. Mm-hmm. So we want to restrict this. We want to focus it, I guess, not restrict it. Because yes, there are still humorous things. There are still comic things being drawn. But we want to know your favorite comic strip from the days of the newspaper that you would, because I know for me, if when I would get the paper, when I went to the comic page, there were 1 or 2 I always wanted to read. Mm-hmm. And my all-time favorite one, and Coob is going to have an example of it here if you're watching on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, we'll describe it for you because it's incredibly funny. I referenced it in the video on Instagram we made for the show today. Mine's The Far Side. By Gary Larson, which was just this absurd, like twisted logic or like putting animals in human positions. So the image we have up on the screen is you can kind of tell it's a younger person, maybe a teenage person. They've gone up the stairs to a building, and they are leaned forward, pushing on this door as hard as they can, like as hard as they can. Pushing on it, and there's a large sign on the door that clearly says pull. And if you zoom out from that a little bit, there's a sign for the name of the building which says Midvale School for the Gifted. Like, this is exactly the type of stuff. To me, this is one of the all-time best. So for me, it's definitely The Far Side. Just an absolute classic.
Maybe, and I agree with you, Far Side was the tops. In fact, at my parents' house, where I grew up, they still live there. The upstairs bathroom was a big bathroom because there was 4 children, 4 of us. So it was a double sink. It had a separate bathroom area, but we always had magazines in there, and specifically comic books.
Right.
And there still is Far Side, like the big book of Far Side comics. There's some Garfields.
Yeah.
I was never into Calvin and Hobbes, but When I see this one here, Reid, from the far side, Gary Larson.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Is this not the genesis for the St. Vincent School for Poorly Coordinated Boys? Maybe in a
subconscious way.
Maybe in a subconscious way.
Yeah.
This was always on your mind.
Maybe.
You wanted to bring it back in a different form. But yeah, I agree. Far side was excellent. If you're asking, I don't know why, but immediately when you talked to me about this, I said Family Circus. And Coob has one of them. But I went back and I looked at Family Circus because Family Circus was also one that was standalone.
Okay.
Was usually one image. And this, if you're on YouTube, you can see this. It's the older sister saying to the baby brother in front of a children's chair.
Right.
And she says, "You can't sit there, PJ. That chair is preserved." And I went back and I looked at a bunch of different Family Circus cartoons. They were geared more for my parents than they were for me. But I don't know why. I loved Family Circus. But looking at that one that's up there, that's a mom and dad joke. Because you know that your child is trying to scold their sibling and trying to use adult words, but they're totally getting it wrong. This chair is preserved. So yeah, that's the off-topic topic for William Huff. What's your favorite comic strip?
Somebody, Bear the Cheater says Beetle Bailey, Bub Slug. Didn't you bring that one up
I brought up Bub
today?
Slug. Yeah, he's the fellow that created Bub Slug was an Edmontonian.
Calvin and Hobbes was mentioned by Mex. Duck Dad says Bob the Angry Flower. Now, my memory of Bob the Angry Flower, was he not in the Gateway in the early 90s when I was going to university? He might have made appearances in other publications over the years, but I seem to remember seeing Bob the Angry Flower in the Gateway when I was a university student.
Apparently, it runs currently weekly in View Weekly.
Oh, is it still in View? Okay. That's awesome. We should get the creator of Bob the Angry Flower on the show.
Webcomic by Stephen Notley, published weekly starting in 1992.
Yeah, that's when I was in university. That's incredible. All right, so that is our off-topic topic. What is your favorite comic strip of all time? So something from a newspaper. Now, I feel a little bad because have we disqualified Coob from participating? Because he may have never held a newspaper in his life?
I don't think I've ever read an actual comic from a newspaper. Like I get them in like the, what is it? The Hubba Bubba. You get the little tiny ones that they still ran. But the one that came to mind immediately for me is Charlie Brown. I just love anything.
No, that would
Peanuts.
count. Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
I like the movies and stuff, but I've also read some of the comics as well.
I was a big Garfield guy too. That cat loved lasagna.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and hates Mondays. Like, what's more relatable than that?
Yeah. Garfield. Yeah. Calvin and Hobbes had its place.
Right.
Calvin and Hobbes was kind of in my time.
Was there not another one with sort of a Far Side sense of humor to it called Non Sequitur that was kind of similar to the Far Side?
I don't remember Non Sequitur, but Les Sweet says a name that rings a bell. I can't quite place it though, Reid. He said Far Side and Bizarro.
Oh, there was one called Bizarro as well that I think was maybe that's what I'm thinking
maybe
of.
That's what you're thinking of.
I think there were some, once the Far Side got popular, there were some other ones that weren't knockoffs, but perhaps got a little more traction because they were a little similar to the Far Side. Yeah, I think there was one called Bizarro. But I think the Far Side was kind of paved the way for those.
Grumpy Cat says, not sure if this was even in the paper, but Andy Capp.
Oh, yeah.
Inappropriate, but I see the comedy. One-Eyed Pete, Garfield, Carrie, Calvin and Hobbes, Mike from Calgary, Far Side, but when you get the Family Circus, when it was the Maze. Timber Woodsman, Heavy Metal. Dirty Don, Garfield, Dave in Section T, Bub Slug scored a goal with his butt playing for the Oilers.
Oh, nice.
Collingwood Rob, Far Side. The pilots saying, "What's that mountain sheep doing up here?" Like that's it. Right?
I remember that one. Yeah.
I'm gonna get that from my parents and bring that in. That'd be fun to have a.
Yeah, I don't know if I still have them. For a while, I had a couple Far Side books lying around, and they're the kind you can go back and look at. You know, every year or so, because you're like, oh yeah, that's still funny.
Yeah, they don't age.
All right, so that is our off-topic topic for William Huff. What is your favorite newspaper comic strip of all time? I think we're going to have some good suggestions here. Who's your current favorite Oilers fourth liner?
Dressed or not dressed?
Yeah, that's a good question, Jay. We're going to dive into that when we get back. Here's the Coop.
NHL action. The Kraken and Devils get things going at 5 o'clock with a total of 4 games on today's slate. The Senators visit the Garden to face the Rangers. The Kings and Knights duel while Philly and Buffalo match up. And from Montreal, the Habs have extended 26-year-old Alexander Texier to a 2-year contract worth $5 million total. And at home, the Oil Kings play the Tigers, each team atop the Eastern Conference. Edmonton third with 62 points, while Medicine Hat has 63 points, good for first. To the association, there's 7 games today. Toronto at Indiana for 5 o'clock tip-off. The Nets and Pelicans dancing at 6, while the 76ers meet the Cavaliers. And out in Boston, Ranger Suarez has signed a 5-year, $130 million deal to join the Red Sox. In Edmonton, the Canadian men's soccer team will host Uzbekistan for a friendly at Commonwealth Stadium with kickoff June 1st. Canada last played at Commonwealth in November of 2021. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. Paramount Flooring wants to give you more. Get free premium underlay included with any in-stock carpet purchase. Are you ready to treat your feet? Catch them in-store or online at ParamountFlooring.ca. Some Oilers conversation brings us back following the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
2 guys and a goalie.
Hired or fired, Connor McDavid will join Wayne Gretzky as the only 2 players in NHL history to reach 2,000 points in their career.
I'm going to hire it.
This is an instant hire it for me too, man. I'm just looking at, I'm doing the math on her. He's at 1162 right now.
Probably does it. He has to stay healthy. There's so many variables. Who am I to standing in the way?
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
We have what you're looking for. GD Liquidators is Edmonton's one-stop shop for new and used warehouse, office, and industrial items since 1987. You'll find what you want when you want it. Give us a call, visit us in-store, or check out the monthly auctions at gdliquidators.com. 100% Canadian-owned and operated. We have what you are looking for. GD Liquidators.
UFC 324 is live Saturday, January 24th at the Canadian Brewhouse. With TVs at every turn, ice-cold drinks, and non-stop action, you won't miss a second of the fight. UFC 324, live at the Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Sentinel Storage presents Team Canada Ice Dancers, Piper Gillis and Paul Poirier on Support from Home.
We're celebrating all the people at home, the people that have supported us. We know our community is going to be cheering for us, and we know the country is going to be cheering for us.
Thank you, Canada. Sentinel Storage, official storage partner of Team Canada.
I just want to get to this, Jay, because I just got a response here from the city of Edmonton, because on June 1st, Canada's going to host Uzbekistan at Commonwealth Stadium in a tune-up for the World Cup, right?
Correct.
And it's going to be on a grass field, and the Elks have a home game on the May 29th, right? A preseason game. So I just got this from the city. The soccer game Monday, June 1st. The natural turf conversion at the stadium will be led by Canada Soccer, who will contract the acquisition, installation, and removal of the natural grass. No other upgrades are planned at this time at the stadium for the June 1st event, other than regular event activations, including public safety and security measures that will be in place for the event. Then they gave me someone else with Soccer Canada I could contact about the turf. The city of Edmonton, this might be boring. I'm actually just getting to some of this for the first time. The city of Edmonton and local contractors are managing the turf replace project at Commonwealth Stadium for the 2026 season following the Canada Soccer event. The new artificial turf construction project that is underway at Commonwealth since November 2012. Okay, so that's ongoing. I'll skip that. The field base will be prepared prior to the FIFA event, and the artificial turf and shock pad installed after the event on June 1st in anticipation of the Elks CFL home opener on June 20th. The Elks will kick off the 2026 CFL season at Commonwealth Stadium on the new artificial turf that is being replaced at the stadium in June. So my question about the preseason game was not directly answered. Mm-hmm. My spidey senses tell me that it's not going to be played at Commonwealth. Mm-hmm. Or has that already been announced? Am I missing something?
No.
Because if you're playing a CFL game on Friday and you're putting grass in, that's not going to be done in 2 days, is it?
Maybe they should have it out at the Vic Kamelik Field at Ardrossan.
Maybe.
They're ready to go.
So I would think there's more to this. So
you sent an email to the city to...
I can tell you exactly what I wrote in the email. I don't mind sharing this.
Okay.
I'm reporting to share stuff with the audience. So I'll just leave out the person's name who I greeted. I said, this is Reid Wilkins at Edmonton Sports Talk. Just wanted to clarify a couple things with the Canada-Uzbekistan match coming to town on June 1st. I have seen that this will be played on a temporary grass pitch. Is this correct? If so, when and how will the grass be installed? Also, the Elks have a preseason home game on May 29th. Will this be impacted? Will the grass already be in place for this game? Those last two questions were not answered, which leads you to believe that game is not going to be played at Commonwealth.
Well, and why don't they just leave the grass? What happened to that?
I don't think that was ever a consideration. They're putting in new artificial turf for the Elks for this season. That'll probably last several years.
I just wish they would. I know we don't live in a world with that, with concerts and whatnot.
Right.
That grass would get beat up.
Yeah, I don't think that's in play anymore to have a natural grass field for football. I know we used to have it. We had the last one in the CFL, all that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Players would prefer it. Every player would prefer it.
Would they? Well, compared to AstroTurf, they would certainly prefer it. But I think the new turf is okay, isn't it?
No, there's been a lot, particularly in the NFL, where they have greater voices.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a lot of former players quite outspoken about having to play on fake grass.
I guess it was called field turf when it first came out. I don't think it's that anymore.
Mm-hmm. It's not natural.
Right.
I mean, like they said, what did they say on
But
there?
it's not as hard as the
rubber pad.
as the AstroTurf.
No, but what did that person say that they were putting down underneath the artificial turf? A pad, a rubber pad?
Shock pad.
Yeah, so like it's way bouncier.
The field base will be prepared prior to the FIFA event, and the artificial turf and shock pad installed after the event on June 1st in anticipation of the Elks home opener on June 20th.
Or just leave it in as long as you can.
But what I'm saying is the questions I asked, because I asked direct questions about that preseason game. I didn't skirt around it. I was just like, oh, hey, is this affecting anything? I asked direct questions that weren't answered. Now, I'm not taking a shot at this person who replied. No. They replied. But what I'm saying is I've been doing this long enough, and I think even logic would dictate It's like, hey, Jay, what's up? Why aren't you wearing your watch today? Oh, hey, guys. Just my car wouldn't start this morning. Well, it really doesn't answer the question about your watch, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And actually, this is the first day I haven't worn it since I...
Oh, I didn't even think... Oh, yeah, you don't have your watch.
Since I got it.
But you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just wondering, is that Elks preseason game going to be played somewhere else besides Commonwealth? Somewhere else in Edmonton? I don't know. Just keep it in mind. That's all I'm saying.
Where would you like to see it played? If it's not at Commonwealth. Does Evansburg have a good field? Taking the team on the road to Evansburg?
I don't know. I don't know what the field is there like there anymore.
JP Bowl is nice. Jasper Place.
Ice Palace.
Yeah, Eric and I, and actually Maddie and I did a couple... I'd never told you my story about the Ice Palace at West Edmonton Mall.
What?
So the NFL used to do this flag football thing way back. When I'm talking like late 90s, early 2000s when I was with the Wildcats.
Okay.
And they had this flag football tournament in the Ice Palace. And it was like an NFL day. Okay. So here they had CFL greats and former players come and play a game of flag football at the Ice Palace. And we were refereeing this.
Okay.
We were the referees. We were hired as referees as Wildcats for the kids tournament, but we also got to referee this charity game or whatever you want to call it. So Warren Moon's out there. Matt Dunnigan's out there. Like these sports celebrities. And they had this inflatable like bouncy castle in the one end zone. And Matt Dunnigan was playing receiver.
Right.
You know, they switch around playing.
Yeah.
Somebody had unplugged it. There was no air pumping through this thing, but it was still holding shape.
Okay.
You know, it hadn't been taken down. I think it was still tied up a bit at the top. Matt Dunnigan scored a touchdown and went into the end zone, hooting and hollering, and went for this big jump, like Fillsbury flop, onto his back, and wham, right onto the ice, like onto the cement. There was no air in that thing. He hurt he couldn't get up. He was injured, like literally injured. Anyways, I kept the ball because Warren Moon wouldn't play with the Canadian football, by the way.
Oh, really?
He made us go up because Sport Check used to be above the Ice Palace.
Oh,
he
yeah,
made
that's
us
right.
go up to Sport Check and get an NFL ball and pumped it up, and he played with that.
Did he pay for it?
Nope. Somebody did, but I kept the ball, and I had Warren Moon sign it. It's in my basement. Yeah. What a story.
Yeah, that's incredible. So anyway, I don't know. I just wondered what's going to happen with that May 29th game. It doesn't seem like the time frame works for the Elks to have a home game on May 29th. And it seemed like the reply I got, which was a very nice professional reply and a thorough reply from the city of Edmonton, but it seems to me they avoided answering my question about it, which leads me to believe it's not going to be at Commonwealth. I mean, we got other stadiums, right? You could have a preseason game, so we'll see. 780-218-9999 is how you text at the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Well, I'll bring this up now, and then we'll dive more into it in the next segment here, and in the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel. So last night the Oilers lost in overtime. Kind of they were okay. It's almost kind of like that game against LA. They were okay.
Yeah.
Power play cashed in.
It was a bit of a sloppy game.
Yeah.
Right?
They got the point. Okay. Curtis Lazar didn't play. Right?
Stunned. I was listening to the GCL Diesel pregame show when the lines were announced, and I couldn't believe it. I mean, why take him out? Guy's...
Well, I looked something up. Now, I fully admit to those of you who are going to say, Reid, you're cherry-picking stats. I admit there is an element of that to this. But I also will say this is a noticeable discrepancy. So the Oilers this season, now I should also add Lazar was injured for some games, right? He missed time with an injury.
Correct.
So the Oilers have played 47 games. Curtis Lazar has participated in 24 of those games. The Oilers are 15-7-2 with Lazar in the lineup. So they have played 24 games and won 15 of them. I won't even worry about the loser point. 15 out of 24. Victory. Without Curtis Lazar. Now, several games, yes, he missed because of injury. Other games, like last night, he's simply been scratched. 8, 9, and 6. So below NHL 500, and if you just factor in all those games played, that's what? 23 games without Lazar. They have only won 8. Now, he doesn't play a lot. He doesn't play in overtime, which some of those games would have been decided in. But it's rare that have we said it all after a game. I mean, the worst you've said probably about Curtis Lazar is didn't really notice him. Mm-hmm. Or fourth line didn't have an impact.
That would be the worst.
Right.
But what's the best?
He did his job.
Scored a goal.
He made the most of his ice time. So,
but that's interesting. 15-7-2 with him in.
Yeah.
8, 9, and 6 with him out.
Now, again, not all of that was the coach's decision. I got to stress that because that wouldn't be fair.
Curtis Lazar strikes me as someone, as a veteran player, who we've heard him on this show a few times say, I know my role. I know when I jump over the boards, I should be so dang happy to be in the NHL and, live every moment to its fullest. Maybe Curtis Lazar is the only one emotionally that can handle being scratched from the lineup because you don't want to have someone with hurt feelings that can't handle it. Curtis Lazar would probably have been like yesterday. Okay, well.
That's what
coach,
I signed up for.
You know what? That's your call, coach. Can't wait to break down film later. Is that something that because there's no, okay, are you shopping Mangiapane? Okay, well, his stock dropped last night. Trent Frederick
was not being shopped, but
no, I saw him.
It was exciting that he took a shot at the net.
Well, I saw him take a shot at another player too. He made a body check.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point. Yes.
Okay. So there. Ike Howard in that role did not. Was Ike Howard noticeable last night in a positive way, or more so on the negative side? I'm just saying, why would you mess around with Curtis Lazar when there's clearly other options that could take a night in the press box?
Well, maybe they won't anymore. Maybe this was the dad's trip and it was easy to take him out. Just saying, that's a pretty because I just thought, I'm just going to look it up, and I thought maybe there won't be any. The points percentage will be virtually identical. Well, it's not.
You had a lot of response to that tweet. That was a very...
Well, I bet you I made people angry about that, too.
Should we go through some of the comments?
I didn't read them. I know you rarely read my comments, so go ahead.
Okay, let me see. Post. He's about the only guy I noticed on the fourth line during games in a positive way. Okay. He has been great, better than expected. This must be why they're hiring in the analytics department. No reason Lazar shouldn't be the permanent 4C. Freddie shouldn't be tried as a center anymore. I like Lazar's game. Wish he played more physical and makes things happen. Best face-off man on the team.
He is for the season face-offs 56.2%. Pretty good.
I have not found one negative, angry response read.
That surprises me.
Wild stat. A stat is a stat, but without more information, you can't make a conclusion. For example, what's the SOS when he's in or out of the lineup? What's the home-away split? How many back-to-backs does he play, et cetera, et cetera?
No,
all
that's
variables Knobloch has access to that we don't.
Well, no, actually, I would have access to all that, too. Strength of schedule and back-to-backs I would have access to. I fully admit it's a surface level stat, but it is interesting, isn't it? And I will tell you this. Maybe I shouldn't say this. No, I won't. Should I? I don't know if I should say it.
Oh, about... Well, be vague.
Well, I will use...
Be vague.
I will just say...
Be vague.
I will just say... How should I word this? A prominent member... Well, let me start over. A prominent employee of the Oilers Entertainment Group texted me about my Lazar tweet and indicated to me it would be important that other members of OEG saw it.
Now you're doing the Lord's work. Look at you go, Reid Wilkins.
Well, I certainly am.
Look at you go.
Tell you what, give us a thumbs up if you haven't already. If you're watching on YouTube, let's get well past 100 like we've been doing most of the week. We are at 57 already. Once you click the thumbs up, then click the share button and send the show link off to somebody else in your life, either via email or via text. Let's get more people involved in the great community here at Edmonton Sports Talk. Jay's Play of the Day coming up next. The Oil Understood at the top of the hour. Tom Thayer, former Chicago Bears player, now a broadcaster, is at 4:20. Here's the Coop.
Four games around the NHL today. The Flyers joust the Sabres. Vegas hits up LA as the Senators challenge the Rangers. Elsewhere, Alexander Texier has signed a 2-year deal with the Habs worth $5 million. The 26-year-old has 16 points in 25 games this season. From Rogers Place 2, Titans clash as the Oil Kings and Tigers face off at 7. Medicine Hat leads the Eastern Conference with 63 points. Edmonton with 62, sitting third place. And the Raptors are in action. They hit the hardwood against the Pacers on the road at 5 o'clock. Other action sees the Knicks throwing down with the Kings. Denver matching up in Dallas. With Dallas, while Utah plays Chicago. Baseball news, Ranger Suarez has inked a 5-year, $130 million contract with the Red Sox. And on the pitch, Canada's men's soccer team will visit Commonwealth Stadium June 1st to kick off with Uzbekistan in a friendly. Canada hasn't played a game at Commonwealth since late 2021. This sports update is brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine and Physiotherapy. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you've got a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call them at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at AdvantageSportMed.ca to book an appointment today. More with Reid Wilkins and Jay Milne following the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Oil Stream.
He's in front of the net with a Nashville Predator. The shot comes. He gets out of the way of it.
Yes.
And then leaves the man wide open to bang in the rebound.
Yes.
Like, imagine going to the net in the National Hockey League and the only price you have to pay is Bouchard standing a foot and a half away from you. I get it. It's not in your DNA, but you got to engage a little
The Oil
bit.
Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses, because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation. With options for every style and budget, open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
All right, good to have you tuning in this afternoon. He's Jason Milne. I'm Reid Wilkins. This is Edmonton Sports Talk. We're in the Canadian Brew House studio. What can I tell you? Pizza Sunday back at the Canadian Brew House after 4 p.m. Grab an 8-inch, 2-topping pizza for just $9.99. Wash it down with $6.99 doubles and $1 off Bud Light tankards. We have the Oil Understood coming up at the top of the hour. We'll talk more about the Lazar stats, some other things here coming up for the Oilers. We'll have a couple things to weigh in from last night's game. Again, in about half an hour, Tom Thayer is going to join us. He's a Bears broadcaster. He played for the Chicago Bears when they won the Super Bowl nigh on 40 years ago. So that'll be pretty cool. We got buying or selling. We got fired up. Quinn Phillips will be on, friend of the show. She's with the Downtown Business Association. We'll talk more about the soccer match coming to Commonwealth. And do we have the snow, the ski report today?
Yeah, Cameron Mahler from Marmot Basin is going to join us about 5:15. Check in, see what's going on, see how the snow is. It's Jasper in January, so I want to give him some time to talk about that. Let you all know what's going on.
All right, so a lot of fun stuff. Keep clicking the thumbs up. The show is not even 1/3 over. We are 2/3 of the way to our goal of 100. But here's the thing. I don't want you to say that and think, I don't have to do it. If you haven't done it, do it. Help build the algorithm for the show. Get involved in our community. Yeah,
do it live.
We're doing it live. You were watching that the other day.
We just watched
he was
Bill
upset.
O'Reilly clip.
He was very upset.
If you don't know what we're talking about, do yourself a favor and just go on YouTube.
After the show's over. After our show's over.
Yeah. And just type in Bill O'Reilly will do it live.
Yeah.
It will not be a waste of your time. What a freak. What a spaz. He was angry. But you never know what his day
No,
I
don't really have an opinion on Bill O'Reilly. I don't think he comes off looking very good in it. There may be some people who are big fans of Bill O'Reilly. I'm not sure.
Have you ever used a teleprompter?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, in Lloyd all the time.
Is it is it hard?
No, and in Lloyd, we had to operate our own. Like, we would have a device on the desk with a wheel on it so we controlled our own speed. Yeah.
Oh, they didn't want you going at a set speed so that you were not...
I don't think we had the staff to have somebody who could be employed just to operate the teleprompter.
We should... Well, okay.
But he didn't understand a line that was written for him.
Yes.
And he refused to try to understand it.
Hold on.
Yeah.
This is going to go on for... We have on the board in the boardroom there... What is it, Olympic break ideas?
Yes.
Okay. Is this where we break out that Reid and Jay are going to write a story and do it one segment per day?
Well, we could do it 2 weeks during the Olympics, yeah.
But use a teleprompter.
Well, I don't think
Coop can wire up a teleprompter.
Dustin's going to invest in a teleprompter. Though you can probably get apps for your teleprompter on your laptop now.
2026.
We could do them Ron Burgundy style. Tell San Diego something very special.
Brent P says, I'm not a fan of the idea that because it was a dad's trip, they had to get as many players in the game. It's not junior high sports where equal playing time is important. It's the NHL. Baconator says the Oilers are a better team with Lazar in the lineup.
Well, the one-loss record would indicate that.
Yeah. Bronco Nick says, are you guys going to have anyone on from Denver this week? We should.
TBD, brah.
TBD, brah.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
Presented by Play Alberta. Gaming made easy anytime, anywhere. With Play Alberta, you have a full casino experience right at your fingertips. Play from your phone, tablet, or computer whenever works for you. Download the Play Alberta app today. Play smart, play local, and remember to use your game sense.
Well, we were celebrating last night.
Reid Wilkins, whoa.
That's right.
I think that's going to be the Jays
how
Play
we
of the Day
celebrate.
celebrations hit.
A little bit of Will Fraser. Saying my name repeatedly.
That came fast. That one last night. Draisaitl, McDavid, power play, points. That came on the first goal that Hyman batted into the net. So for those of you that rode with the glue guy, congrats. This one, we're looking forward to this weekend of football because I'm trying to get as many football plays in as I can. I will have another one for you on Friday.
Oh, nice.
Tomorrow, I'm probably going to do something Oilers related, so I figured I better squeeze this in here. Look, I think the gloves are going to be off Saturday night in Seattle at Lumen Field. Seattle won 13-3 the last regular season of the game.
Yep.
Over the 49ers. Jackson Smith in Jigba. JSN, as they like to call him out there. In his 2 meetings versus San Francisco, he has averaged 104 receiving yards. That's his average for those 2 games. On the season, JSN averaged 110 yards.
Very good player.
The over-under prop for him receiving yards is 93.5. We're taking the over. Christian McCaffrey needs to be Mr. Everything this weekend if the 49ers want to keep it close. Last week, wildcard weekend, he had 6 receptions for 66 yards. He's averaged throughout the season 56 receiving yards per game. The over-under is set at 47.5. We're hammering the over. We're taking both the overs on that.
Okay.
Christian McCaffrey, 48 or more receiving yards. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 94 or more receiving yards. That has been boosted quite well to 205 over at Play Alberta. Get on that if you think that those 2 players are going to have some catches in that game Saturday. That's the evening game, right, Reid?
6 o'clock Saturday.
6 o'clock Saturday. That's Jay's Play of the Day. Head on over to playalberta.ca, click on sports, click on EST specials, and always remember to use your game sense.
It's Jay, it's Play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's Play of the Day. It's Jay's Play of the Day. Jay's Play of the Day.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I've really enjoyed watching the Seahawks this season. That's a team I can kind of still just strictly be a fan of. Like, even if I have to talk about them, who cares if I cheer for them? I didn't think they'd be that good. I didn't pick them to make the playoffs. They were 10-7 last year. I thought maybe they'd be in that area again and not get in. I've enjoyed watching them. I don't know if they're going to win. Like, I think they should be favored. But in the NFL, I mean, the teams are so good. But I'm just looking forward to watching the game. And I think they got a pretty good chance. Smith and Jigba is exciting. You know, both running backs are exciting. They got a fierce defense. Darnold, yeah, does he worry me a little bit? But he's had more good games than bad. And San Francisco's defense is really going to have to answer the bell.
I Reid, you know how I feel about the San Francisco 49ers, at least for this playoffs. I think they're really in tough here this weekend, this Saturday. That's the highest spread of all 4 of those games in the NFL this weekend. Right now, it's a pick'em between Buffalo and Denver. 7-point favorites are the Seattle Seahawks. Houston is a 3-point dog at New England. I think that's probably right.
Okay.
And the Rams are 4-point favorites going into Chicago.
Well, the Rams are very good.
The Rams are very good, and there is a world where, I think that you could see Rams at Seahawks for the NFC Championship.
Well, that's been the best division all year. Those teams have been very good. The top 3 there. I mean, the Cardinals weren't as good.
Yeah, there's no surprise that 3 teams from that NFC West.
One had the bye, the other 2 had to go on the road, and they both won.
Yeah,
so
that says a lot.
And there will be an NFC West team in the NFC final.
Yeah, guaranteed
because guaranteed because the Niners are playing the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it'll be fun.
The Seahawks.
780-218-9999 is how you can text us. That's the afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Kitchen Restaurant. Sundays and Mondays, 50% off the entire menu. Sundays and Mondays, 5 p.m. until close. The oil understood for GCL Diesel, and then Super Bowl 20 champion from the Chicago Bears, Tom Thayer, is going to join us. 4 o'clock break.
Give me your top 3 nugget dipping sauces.
Oh, man. This is a loaded question, Huss. I'll just say I'm going to go Elephant and Castle, Honey Dill, Winnipeg, number 1. Number 2, I'll probably go Blackened Ranch, Popeyes. And then number 3, call me old school, but I grew up on it. My body's probably 2% McDonald's barbecue sauce.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Where holiday cheer meets great beer. This season, celebrate at the Canadian Brewhouse. From plated dinners and festive buffets to casual pub-style parties, we've got the perfect space for your crew. Book your holiday party today at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
The NHL has 4 games on tap. The Kraken and Devils get things going at 5 o'clock, while the Senators visit the Garden to face the Rangers. The Kings and Knights duel as Philly and Buffalo match up. And in Montreal, the Habs have extended 26-year-old Alexander Texier to a 2-year contract worth $5 million total. At home, it's the Oil Kings playing the Tigers. Each team sits atop the Eastern Conference. Edmonton third with 62 points, while Medicine Hat has 63 points, good for first place. To the association, there's 7 games. Toronto's at Indiana for 5 o'clock tip-off, and the Nets and Pelicans dance at 6, while the 76ers meet the Cavaliers. And out in Boston, Ranger Suarez has signed a 5-year, $130 million deal to join the Red Sox. Back in Edmonton, it's Canada's men's soccer team hosting Uzbekistan for friendly at Commonwealth Stadium with kickoff June 1st. Canada last played at Commonwealth in November 2021. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. Hour 2, the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
I have a limerick. It has been emailed to reid@edmontonsportstalk.com, jay@edmontonsportstalk.com. It is from our buddy Tube Socks. There once were Jay, Trev, and a tune from a hot tub that turned to a boon. With splashes in sync and a chorus you'd think would hit the charts by the very next moon. Very good. Oh, very next noon. Sorry. Oh, moon also makes sense.
Moon makes sense, too.
Sorry, Tube Socks. I unknowingly altered your... I'm altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
Our beloved 49ers fan, Smith TM14, is in the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. You can send us your thoughts at 780-218-9999. Fred Warner and Trent Williams will play. He says Brock is a better QB mentally compared to Darnold. Salah will need to rattle Darnold.
Yeah.
I don't think Reid's too worried. I think you're sitting over there on Easy Street.
Well, I'm not worried or not worried. I'm just enjoying it. Like
that's a good place to live.
Yeah.
Is the world.
What did I tell you? As I've gotten older, now my life is a little different because I cover some teams for a living. But the Seahawks I can just truly cheer for.
Mm-hmm.
So my attitude is appreciate the years that they're good. This year this year they are good enough to win it all. I don't know if they're going to. They're good enough to. So I'm going to enjoy it. If they don't, I'm not going to get all teared up about it. If the 49ers beat them on Saturday, I'll text one of my best friends who's a 49ers fan, and I'll say, hey, man, good for you. Enjoy the rest of the playoffs.
You should text me, too. I've invested heavily in the 49ers.
The house is riding on it.
Not really. I use my game sense.
I don't think the Seahawks are unbeatable. I think they are hard to beat.
I agree. And given, the Kittle injury, that sucks.
They didn't have him last game. No, yeah, Williams and Warner, if they both play, that's going to help.
That's big.
For sure.
That's big. Juwan Jennings going to have to come through. I'm not sure if Ricky Pearsall is going to be playing or not. That would be a big injection into the lineup. I think there's right now, Reid, I'm telling you one thing. If that line stays at 7, I'm taking the 49ers plus 7, and I'm getting that boosted.
Okay.
I still think the 49ers can win this game. However, Seattle is good. The way that the 49ers would need Seattle's help to win. I'll say it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I think to beat Seattle, especially this weekend, you will also need Seattle to beat themselves at some point.
Yeah, in some way.
But that's part of it, right?
It happens.
Yeah.
It is nice being at this part of the season and not having to worry about a team that you like. Like Washington's been out since halfway through the season.
But you were excited. They made the NFC Championship game last year. You were excited?
Yeah, but I knew it was inevitable that they were going to fall.
Yeah, probably.
They didn't really belong there.
Well, they beat Detroit largely because of injuries, but you still got to go out there and beat them.
Yeah. Yeah, there's plenty of years yet.
Jaden Daniels, hopefully he'll be good. He'll be good for a while.
Yeah, I hope he recovers and has a bounce back year.
All right.
You better.
My Super Bowl pick, preseason, still alive. Bills over Rams.
That's a good pick. That is an intriguing matchup.
And I can tell you this. If the Bills and the Rams make I will tell you what, we'll do our picks Friday, but I'll give a teaser. I will pick both the Bills and the Rams this weekend to be consistent. And if they make the AFC and NFC championship games respectively, I will pick them. Even if it's Rams Seahawks, I will pick the Rams.
Yeah, you'd have to.
I will stick with it. Like if I make it that far, I'm not going to hedge my bets. So then I can be like, oh yeah, no, but I actually said this.
Maybe, Reid, we should put together a Reid's play of the day. Bills Rams money line.
Boom. For this weekend or for potentially next weekend?
No, just this weekend. And then we can ride it again next weekend if they both get through.
Yeah, we could do that.
That'd be fun. Okay.
That's fine.
Let's do it, baby.
By the way, we'll have more NFL talk. We'll go to Chicago in about 10 minutes, 10 or 11 minutes. Tom Thayer played for the Bears when they won Super Bowl 20. And now he's a radio analyst for the team, so he's going to join us, which will be pretty cool. Good job. Jay Milne was able to connect with him and get him on the show. It's the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel. Understood. All right. So the orders. Well, any other thoughts from last night? Do you want to get it off your chest quickly here?
Yeah, like the overtime goal. That was discussed a lot. Who was at fault? Why were they so gassed? Why were McDavid and Draisaitl on so long? I mean, hey, this is what it is. Oilers fans, that's who you want out there, and those guys were out there trying to do their best. What you have to do is give credit to the Nashville Predators for collapsing in their own zone and not chasing around a single player. They just held tight in their little bubble and forced Edmonton around the outside. I mean, I thought that was handled perfectly. They get a dump in over the defense. Jarry, I mean, I don't really fault him either. Like I think
he did win the race. He just didn't hit the puck hard enough.
He whiffed on it a bit. Bouchard could have played netminder a little bit better, in my opinion. But it was a great shot to get that in from that angle. I mean, Leon does it and makes it look easy. It's not that easy. But we discussed it. It was a bit of a sloppy game. Are you concerned about them coming home tomorrow and that game?
Yes.
How that's going to go?
Yes.
Why?
It's a weird schedule this week. They're playing a lot of games back home for one, then going out on the road again. Yeah, I'm a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Little bit of a look ahead game.
Yeah, maybe. I hate trap game, but let me ask you this: in a limited, and I want to do more on the goaltending in buying or selling. Now maybe this you might just say, Reid, not a fair question. You're being a troll. Shut up. You might just want to say that.
Okay.
In limited time, Tristan Jarry, has he been any better than Stuart Skinner than Skinner was in an Oilers uniform this season?
Yes.
You think so?
I believe so, but not by a large margin thus far. Now, he hasn't played. There is rust, right? Coming back in, being put into the lineup last night. Hadn't played in a while. Okay, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. Do you think that? Do you think that he has been a small, if
probably a little bit, like that pad save yesterday that he kicked out in the third period? I feel as if Skinner didn't make that save or make it often enough with that quick little movement and kicking out the leg.
Right, because he was screened on that heavily.
Well, and then he got off to his left, right, to make that move. But I mean, he's played fewer games than Connor Ingram, who we thought might be in the minors all year.
And I thought Nashville had a pretty darn good game last night. I thought they played pretty well as a team. So that was a good shot they took at Tristan Jarry and the Oilers. It'll be interesting to see over this homestand, say, Reid. Ask me this at the end of the homestand. And we should have
Jarry might play 6 of the 8 games.
Well, he probably will.
Yeah.
Right? So we're going to have a better understanding of exactly who Tristan Jarry is after that.
Yeah. But yeah, the overtime goal, and we were watching it again today. I mean, Connor tries to go to the net, tried to beat 2 guys. He's capable of doing it, but then as soon as he lost the puck, both Bouchard and Draisaitl had a chance to skate straight back to their own end and make it a 2-on-2. Draisaitl kind of went halfway to the guy with the puck and then made a feeble attempt to knock it out of the air once it got flipped. And Bouch is still looking at the play. I mean, he just needs to turn around and sprint to his own end. Yeah.
But he's been caught doing this.
But they're thinking they're going to steal the puck and still score.
And to be honest, Reid, if Tristan Jarry gets good lumber on that puck and bounces it up the boards, Connor's gone.
Right.
Connor's in behind because everybody else on Nashville had pinched in. So, but that's what you get, okay? So when the Oilers do have that turnaround and they do get the one-on-one and Connor McDavid scores on a breakaway and wins the game, you're celebrating that play.
Right.
So you kind of have to understand that this is what you get with that group when they're going to stay on the ice for an extended amount of time because, let's face it, they're the best guys to be on the ice.
Yeah.
You're going to have those situations where a couple players are gassed and they're not able to do what you would like them to do or expect them to do.
But they believe, and maybe even the coaching staff believes, maybe even most fans believe, you can tell me what you think, that a slightly tired or perhaps even a very tired McDavid and Draisaitl on the ice in overtime have a better chance of scoring than any other forward duo with Bouchard.
Well, and the creativity and the comfort level that they have with each other offensively.
Right.
You know, when they were flinging it around the outside, you know, if they find a backdoor lane or something, which is what they were looking for, it'd be, oh my gosh, that pass from McDavid last night to get Draisaitl the game-winning goal. It's often celebrated. It's not as often that we talk about what happened last night.
But you could see as soon as McDavid lost the puck, like I was saying, Draisaitl kind of went to no man's land. And then when he's skating back, he even kind of was like, oh, no. And then Jarry knocked the puck away, and then Draisaitl tries to win the battle. I can't remember who got it over to Yossi, doesn't win the battle. And even Draisaitl engaged in that. He was still leaning toward, it wasn't like, hey, I'm fully committed to checking this guy. He's like, well, I'm going to try to spring Connor. So that's how they think. That's how they think in overtime. Yeah.
Nugent Hopkins, 1,000 games.
Coming up on Sunday. 1,000 games against St. Louis. That'll be cool. I know we'll be talking about that more over the next couple of days. That'll be a cool night.
Okay, here's something quick to do because I know we got to get to our next guest, Tom Thayer, Bears analyst on ESPN Radio. He played with 9 different head coaches. Now, this doesn't include interim. Can you name the 9 coaches?
Does it include interim?
Doesn't.
So Todd Nelson is not included?
Well, okay, yes, it does, Reid.
So it does include Nelson and Hitch. Okay, so
yes, it does.
So Rennie, Kruger, Aikens, Nelson, McClellan, Hitch, Tip, Wood, Knob.
Wow.
I think I even did an order.
You did them in chronological order as well.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Well done, Reid.
Yeah.
I figured I would be okay springing that on you.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because that is what you are just fantastic at. 9 different coaches.
Yeah, but that does include the 2 guys who were technically interim, Nelson and Hitchcock.
Organization joined the NHL. They've had 18, Reid. Nugent's played with
played for half of them.
Of the coaches.
That's incredible.
Now, okay, can you explain this to me? How this, because Kevin Lowe has played 1,000 games, but it wasn't all for the Oilers, or he didn't get his 1,000th game as an Oiler. Is that correct?
He didn't get his 1,000th career game as an Oiler.
So is Nuge the first player to do this?
To play his first 1,000 games as an Oiler, yes.
Like through.
Yeah, right, because Lowe had a second tenure, right?
That's incredible. I mean, drafted in 2011, 15 years with this club.
Yeah.
That just doesn't happen in professional sports.
Because what is Lowe has played 1,037 games as an Oiler.
Right.
Yeah. So Nuge will pass that next year. Just pretty cool.
That's very cool.
Draisaitl's at 837, Nurse is at 763, McDavid's at 759.
So does Nuge have a dog he's going to bring on the ice? Well, but that's the biggest question.
Will the dog have a cape? I think Nuge does have a dog. Maybe the dog will be there.
Don't tempt me now. Don't tempt me.
We got the Coupe with a sports update, and then former Chicago Bear player, current broadcaster Tom Thayer will check in.
Tonight in the NHL, the Flyers joust with the Sabres. Vegas hits up LA. The Senators challenge the Rangers as the Kraken and Devils open the night at 5 o'clock, having 4 games on the docket elsewhere. Alexander Texier has signed a 2-year deal with the Habs worth $5 million total. The 26-year-old having 16 points in 25 games this season. And at Rogers Place, it's the Oil Kings and Tigers facing off at 7 o'clock. Medicine Hat leading the East with 63 points. Edmonton with 62, sitting 3rd place in the conference. The Raptors, they're in action, hitting the hardwood against the Pacers at 5. Other action sees the Knicks throw down with the Kings. Denver matching up with Dallas while Utah plays Chicago. On baseball news, Ranger Suarez has inked a 5-year, $130 million contract with the Red Sox. And on the pitch, Canada's men's soccer team will visit Commonwealth Stadium June 1st to kick off with Uzbekistan in a friendly. Canada hasn't played a game at Commonwealth since late 2021. We talk some NFL next with Tom Thayer here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
With Lieutenant Eric.
Jamie McClennan.
The one thing that has been glaring for me is that Ingram's a player. And he's calm in the net. He's got the clear butterfly, right? A clean butterfly. You know, he's able to move side to side. The Oilers have been dying for that. A technical goaltender that makes the saves that he should. And that's what Ingram's been able to deliver.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
All right, so the Oilers did not practice today. Morning skate tomorrow. Game tomorrow night at Rogers Place against the New York Islanders. 7 o'clock, we will have the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show hosted by Tom Gazzola at 6 tomorrow, and then he's on after the game to break it down with the postgame show as the Oilers try to get back in the win column after the overtime loss last night in Nashville. Time for Voices of the Game, presented by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated since 1993. We're more than just plywood. We offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork with a huge selection of hardwoods and knowledgeable staff. We're here for all your DIY needs. Windsor Plywood Leduc, the experts you need to know. Very cool to have this gentleman on the show. He's currently a Chicago Bears broadcaster for ESPN Radio, and he helped the team win Super Bowl 20. It is Tom Thayer checking in. Tom, you're on with Reid and Jay. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, guys. How you doing? And thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you. We're going to dive right in because we know you're a busy guy and you got a lot on the go today. Before we look ahead and maybe get some memories of the fridge and that crew, I got to ask you about Saturday night. I was actually covering an Oilers game, so I was kind of 1/3 following the Bears and Packers, and I remember looking on an app and thinking, okay, the Packers probably have this one. Next thing I know, it's back and forth. Your impression of that game and the Bears able to pull off that comeback?
Listen, I grew up in the Chicagoland area. I've been a Bears fan my whole life. I played for the Bears, and I've been broadcasting for them for 29 years. And it's something that I've not necessarily grown to expect this year with Ben Johnson, but I do sit there and I think it can happen. Is it the best scenario or the best way to go about your business? Not necessarily. But Ben Johnson has really changed the culture of this organization. And these guys, they believe right down to the bitter end. And they've been able to take a guy like Caleb Williams and start developing this guy ultimately what he's going to be, because I don't know if we really are going to see the best out of Caleb until sometime next year. But we've all come to believe that the Bears can come back and, the fourth quarter is some of the best football they play.
Tom, in the last 10 years, the Bears have had a bit of a coaching carousel. You just brought up Ben Johnson. Obviously, I think for most Bears fans, they believe he's the guy that can, be there to stay. But what's the Ben Johnson difference? You've seen the coaches of the past. What's different about, or what stands out to you as different with Ben Johnson as head coach?
from his initial statements, from the day he got hired, what he said is ringing true. And he said a couple of things. He goes, we're not here to, and this is not a rebuilding process. This is a win now process. And then he said, if you're going to play receiver for me, no block, no rock, which meaning if you don't block, I'm not going to throw you the ball. And then he said, the running backs, they got to be willing to get the dirty yards. And they've been willing to do that. And then the last thing he said is the players got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And, going back to the first meeting that Ditka had as a hired head coach, Ditka looked at the team meeting from the first time and he says, guys, I got some good news and I got some bad news. The good news is we are going to go on and we are going to win the Super Bowl. The bad news is a lot of you guys won't be here. So it's kind of a dose of reality of old school and a dose of reality new school.
Oh, that's fantastic. I appreciate that. Matthew Stafford and his explosive offense come to town. What is the key, in your opinion, for the Bears to get that offense out of rhythm?
First of all, the defensive line has to do their part. And that is probably one of the most underperforming parts of this football team is the lack of consistency, sacks, tackles for losses, pressure on opponents' quarterbacks. Because when you look at the receivers they have, it can't just be the defensive backs are doing their job. It's got to be the front matches the back. But when you look at what the conditions are going to be, you look at some of these guys it's going to be horrifically cold for them. In Stafford, in the sub-zero temperatures, he doesn't have a great record. I think he's 1-9. So it's going to be about, the Bears are lucky that they're going to practice outdoors every day this week. And then you got to make it as uncomfortable as possible for Matthew Stafford. And that's the defensive line being able to get pressure on him. Not necessarily that has to compute in multiple sacks, but if you can have him rely on his athleticism, he's 37 years old. If you can put him in a back pedal, if you can put him off of his throwing foundation, those are the types of things that you can interrupt his play. And he's a great football player, man. He's MVP this year. But you just got to make the circumstances less than comfortable for him. And I think that's the way that you're not necessarily going to make the entire offense dysfunctional, but you can limit their big play success.
Tom Thayer, Bears analyst for ESPN Radio 1000 out of Chicago. We appreciate your time. I know you have an event you're on your way to, but I got to ask you, okay? You played O-line with the 85 Bears. So across from you, every practice were the monsters of the Midway, widely considered to be the greatest defense ever. I want to know, for you, Tom, how soon in that season did you know that the defense you were lining up against every practice was great?
The very first time I broke the huddle in a real drill, because in our practices, we would go live. We would go game action. We were dressed in full pads and everything was live. And so to me, like I said, I'm a local guy. So I'm in the huddle and I'm looking across the huddle at Walter Payton. And I just cannot believe that I'm in the same huddle as Walter Payton. And so that little kid inside of me is so excited. I can't believe it. Then all of a sudden, Jim McMahon calls the play. We break the huddle. I turn around and look, and there's McMichael, there's Hampton, there's Richard Dent, Singletary, Otis Wilson, Wilbur Marshall, the whole crew of guys. And we snapped the ball, and it was the fastest defense I've ever seen. They had experience playing together. They were all skilled players. And so maybe the first week or so, I did not know if I was capable of playing in the NFL because I was practicing against this defense. And then all of a sudden, I started to catch up and things started to slow down. But, Ditka, every day versus Buddy Ryan. That was a competition that was day by day. And then the way we went out to practice every day, it was also really intense competition. So I do think them having the chance to play against our offensive line and us having a chance to play them, it made both of us better on game day.
All right, Tom, I got to ask you this because we always talk, all our colleagues, the hosts of all the shows, we talk, who do you have? What are you talking about? I said Jay booked Tom Thayer with the Bears, and then people in the audience see we're having you on. It is amazing how many people said, Reid, you have to ask Tom about the Super Bowl shuffle. So, Tom, I'm asking you about the Super Bowl shuffle.
So it's the best thing I did not do, because this is what happened. We got beat our one and only game that year against the Miami Dolphins on Monday Night Football. And then we're flying back from Miami back to Chicago. And Willie Galt, that was putting this whole thing together, was walking down the aisle of the airplane and telling everybody, hey, we're going to meet at the Park West tomorrow at 10 a.m. and we're going to do a video, and it's called the Super Bowl Shuffle. And I'm looking at him going, what? I go, have you told Ditka? And he goes, no. And I go, so you want us to get there at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, you want us to dance on video, and then you're going to tell Ditka? And he goes, well, yeah. And I go, no, thanks. I want no part of that. And so that's kind of what happened. And, and the rest is history, but I'm still glad I didn't do it. It worked out really well. They raised a ton of money for charity and everything, but it's just not something that I was ready, willing, and able to do.
Tom, I just want to ask you one more, and thanks so much for doing this. I love talking to broadcasters from other cities. Usually when we do it in Edmonton, we're talking to someone who covers that city's NHL team. You cover the Bears. So I just want to get your perspective of the Chicago sports scene. I mean, the Cubs and the White Sox have both won World Series this century. Obviously, the Cubs had a long drought. The Bulls have their record of success. The Bears and NFL seems to be king in the States. And then Chicago had a great run about 10 to 15, or the Blackhawks had a great run 10 to 15 years ago. What's it like there? Are there, do most fans cheer for all the teams? Are the Bears that dominant above all the rest? I'm wondering what it's like.
Yeah, the Bears are dominant above all the rest. I was fortunate enough in the heyday of the Bears to play here, and Richard Dent, one of our All-Pro or Hall of Fame defensive ends, he and Michael Jordan were best friends. So Michael Jordan used to come to our locker room all the time, and he would sit there and kind of, just enjoy the festivities. So it was kind of cool to see that. However, it was still the Chicago Bears that they were king, and we were, and we still are. But I guess everybody likes success, and when the Cubs won a couple years ago, it's just insane how exciting it was, but. Like I said, it's still a Bears town.
Well, going to be a fun one this weekend against the Rams. I really appreciate you joining us here on Edmonton Sports Talk, Tom. This was a pleasure to have you on the show. Enjoy the event you're going to tonight, and enjoy calling the game on the weekend.
Well, I appreciate you having me, and hope to talk to you during the Super Bowl.
Right on. There we go. Tom Thayer checking in, Bears analyst on ESPN Radio, and as he was telling you, an offensive lineman on the Super Bowl winning team for Super Bowl 20, talking about going up that great defense and why he's glad he did not participate in the Super Bowl shuffle. I get his thinking.
Yes.
Does Ditka know? No. Then I'm not doing it.
Exactly. That would have been...
I'm not going to tell Mike that I participated the day after they lost a game.
Yeah. On the way home in the middle of the season.
Right.
You're doing a Super Bowl song. You would just never see that now.
No.
But that's obviously how confident they were in that team.
Yeah.
And if you look, there are some documentaries out on that defense and on the relationship with Buddy Ryan and Mike Ditka, and it is must watch.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to have to take Tom up on that if the Bears do end up getting into the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was a great interview.
Fantastic.
And incredible. I mean, grew up Chicago. He played a couple years in the USFL, then joined the Bears, and then he's been a broadcaster. What did he say, for 29 years?
29 years.
As well. So he'd be pretty plugged into Bears history as well. Joining us on the Oil Country Towing Hotline, Oil Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team. Fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088. for all your towing needs. I also liked he gave the perspective of how Ben Johnson came in and as the coach and said, we're not rebuilding. This is a win now process. And a great story about Mike Ditka, that when he took over the Bears, the good news is we're going to win the Super Bowl. The bad news is many of you won't be here. But what a great way to quickly create internal competition and to see, okay, who has the pride?
Yeah.
Who's going to buy in? I'm standing at the front of the room as the coach saying we're going to win the Super Bowl. Do you believe you can be part of that?
Yeah.
It's
incredible. And that, because that, I don't know how to say this probably, but at that time, Reid, I don't know if the mental side of sports was as prominent as it is now. Like, you've got to believe and visualize and see yourself in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That wasn't as noticeable, or it didn't happen as much back then. So for him to do that, that's pretty incredible. And the Buddy Ryan defense, the Buddy Ryan is a great study. You should look it up, look at his defenses, he would not talk to Mike Singletary for the early part of the season because he just wasn't worth his time.
Really?
He had to prove to him that he could understand the concept of their 4-6 defense.
Right.
And really dive into it and show that he knows it. Show it in the film room. Show it in the studies. And then he was like it was his son. Once he got it and was accepted into the club.
Why did they call it a 4-6? Because the way the defenses I know, there's a 4-3 or a 3-4. And then when you put in extra DBs, it's a nickel.
They
right?
just had athletic players, so they had 4 down linemen, but then 6 DB linebackers.
So the safeties almost lined up as linebackers, and then
yeah, that I think was why it was so game changing. Is because, but you could also roll up one of those 6 and blitz.
Okay.
It was like in Mario hockey when you can choose the size of your athletes.
Right.
You could choose the skinny fast guy, or you can choose the big. Like, they were all the same. They were just jacked, angry people who wanted to hurt you, and they did.
Give us a thumbs up for being jacked, angry, and hurtful. 780, give us a thumbs up on YouTube. We need 20 more to get to 100. If you have not given us the thumbs up, please click right now.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
Edmonton Sports Talk is presented by Play Alberta. Why settle for less when you can have it all? Only Play Alberta brings you casino games, live dealers, lottery, instants, and sports betting all in one place. Go to the app, go to playalberta.ca, and don't forget to use your GameSense. Jay's Play of the Day is up. We got buying or selling. A little more Oilers discussion for Damon Bunting when we get back.
On the ice, the Kraken and Devils get things going at 5 o'clock, having a total of 4 games in the NHL today. The Senators also are in the Garden to face the Rangers, the Kings, and Knights, duel, while Philly and Buffalo match up. And in Montreal, the Habs have extended 26-year-old Alexander Texier to a 2-year contract worth $5 million total. And at home, it's the Oil Kings playing the Tigers. Each team sits atop the Eastern Conference in the WHL. Edmonton third with 62 points. Medicine Hat having 63, good for first. To the association, there's 7 games today. Toronto's at Indiana for 5 o'clock tip-off. The Nets and Pelicans dance at 6, while the 76ers meet the Cavaliers. Baseball news, the Jays have signed 5 players, including Eloy Jimenez, 2 minor league deals. 29-year-old Jimenez is a former Silver Slugger winner and a top prospect. Back in Edmonton, the Canadian men's soccer team will host Uzbekistan for a friendly at Commonwealth Stadium with kickoff June 1st. Canada last playing at Commonwealth November of 2021. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since '93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, they have plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood, Leduc, buying or selling for Damon Bunting. After the break comes Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
EST Hangout.
Mike Tomlin, just because he's going, if he goes to TV for a year. Bill Cowher went to TV for a year, and everyone's like, hey, when's Bill Cowher going to get hired? And he never left. And is Mike Tomlin going to be a guy that goes, you want to ask how much on this? I don't need this. Why am I going to do that? Although it is said that if he comes back, he wants to go to a warmer climate, which I respect.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Sentinel Storage presents Team Canada ice dancers Piper Gillis and Paul Poirier on Support from Home.
We're celebrating all the people at home, the people that have supported us. We know our community is going to be cheering for us, and we know the country is going to be cheering for us. Thank you, Canada.
Sentinel Storage, official storage partner of Team Canada.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
EST Afternoons.
Connor Unger from the Bakersfield Condors. I think the gentleman asked you a question. What's the toughest part about moving so much? And you said, I can't order anything online. And what other difficulties, life in general, is it for moving?
I think it's grocery shopping sucks too. You go on a huge Costco run and then, I'm leaving all my steak and chicken in the freezer for the next guy to just take it. So you're welcome.
EST Afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
UFC 324 is live Saturday, January 24th at the Canadian Brewhouse. With TVs at every turn, ice-cold drinks, and non-stop action, you won't miss a second of the fight. UFC 324, live at the Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
The oil stream.
He's in front of the net with a Nashville Predator. The shot comes. He gets out of the way of it.
Yes.
And then leaves the man wide open to bang in the rebound.
Yes.
Like, imagine going to the net in the National Hockey League and the only price you have to pay is Bouchard standing a foot and a half away from you. I get it. It's not in your DNA, but you got to engage a little
The
bit.
oil stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
All right. Great stuff with Tom Thayer, Chicago Bears broadcaster, Super Bowl champion with the team back in Super Bowl 20. So Super Bowl 20 was played in 1986 for the 1985 season. The Bears shutout. Or pardon me, they shut out their two opponents in the playoffs prior to the Super Bowl. And then they beat the upstart New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. They beat the Giants 21-0, Rams 24-0, Patriots 46-10. Pretty dominant playoff run. That was great to have Tom on the show, buddy.
Well, this is too easy of an opportunity for me to kick off buying or selling. We didn't talk about what we're doing, but this does pertain to a Super Bowl.
For Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years, he and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com. Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate.
Okay, this day in sports, Reid.
Okay.
1973.
1973.
Do you know what happened?
Okay, my first guess will be, I don't think this is right. Was this the year the Cowboys receiver dropped the pass in the end zone?
No.
Okay. Was this a Super Bowl played on this day in 1973? The Dolphins completed their 17-0 season. How did I not get that first try? I stand a fooled.
And the Miami Dolphins beat the Washington Redskins in Super Bowl 7, 14-7 at LA Memorial Coliseum in what was a 14-0 game. This game shouldn't have been relatively close as it was the score would suggest 14-7. Okay. Because of one play. Coob. For those of you watching on YouTube, is going to roll it now.
Is this the weird punt?
This is referred to as Garo's gaff. Field goal's blocked. Watch this kicker.
What was his name?
Watch this kicker. Watch this kicker.
He just tries to...
Garo Yepremian.
Yepremian
just makes a complete ass of
handing
himself.
Washington. Were those their only points of the game?
Yes.
Did it end 17-7 or 14?
14-7.
It did end 14-7.
Yes. Buying or selling... This was the kicking off point for many people.
For you to hate
for
kickers.
A disdain
7
of kickers.
years before you were born.
Well, look at
8
it.
years before you were born.
Roll it again.
He's trying to make a play.
Hey, just don't. You can actually probably keep it. It'll show the replay. Like, just fall on it,
on
man.
YouTube...
So it gets blocked.
And then it bounces up in the air.
And the kicker shows why
back
he's a
near
kicker.
midfield.
Look at this. Whoop, whoop.
I don't even know if that would have been a pass to an eligible man, given that it's like
and
kicking
then this,
formation.
watch this. Whoop. Oh.
He could not catch up to the player running it back.
Oh.
So this is the anniversary of the Dolphins completing the only perfect season in NFL history.
Yeah.
Now the Patriots were 17-0, but they had to play more games and they did not complete it.
Correct. Caro, Yepremian.
The little volleyball bump.
If he just stayed away from
he
that.
just batted it down.
Kick it out of bounds, Garo. Just don't.
Well,
don't.
he already passed it, and then it came
But
back
he
to
passed
him.
it. It's like he's never passed a ball in his life.
Well, he may not have.
And then he goes, volleyball bumps it up in the air right to the Washington defender. Oh.
Well, there's been some...
a lot of sports historians would remember this play, but the context was quite... I mean, that... If Washington found their groove after that, can you imagine if they had lost their perfect season and this was some of the points that led to it?
Was the... Okay, so when was that in the game? Do you
remember? I didn't look at that, Reid.
We got to look this up now. So Super Bowl 7. It was in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. I think it was...
It was 2:07 left. They did not. Washington did not try an onside kick after scoring.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe they thought they could.
They got the ball back.
Can you imagine? Cornerback Mike Bass intercepted the batted ball and returned it 49 yards for Washington's only touchdown of the game.
Miami punted with 1:14 left.
But here's the thing.
Washington used their timeouts. Yeah,
it could have been a 17-0 perfect season with a 17-0 score as the final.
Oh, that's right. That's a good point. Yeah, the perfect math would have been there.
The math.
Well, I did not watch that game.
Me neither.
I was born in 74.
I was not here.
I missed it by a year.
Literally.
Yeah. Keep giving us the thumbs up if you're in YouTube. If you've not done so already, give us the thumbs up. We need a dozen to get to 100. So let's try to put that away by 5 o'clock, and then we're in gravy territory for the final hour of the show. That's pretty cool. All right, buying or selling. Here we go. You want a hot one coming in here?
Bring it hot.
Buying or selling. Connor Ingram will be the Oilers' starting goaltender in Game 1 of the first round of the playoffs.
Oh, Lord. Reid Wilkins has done it again. Reid, I'm gonna look you in the eyes and answer this just from my heart.
Okay.
Buying.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but from what I've seen of Tristan Jarry, okay. Good. Yes. Has he been great? No, but he's been good. I as we said earlier in the show, I think it is an improvement over Stuart Skinner. I just feel, and from what we've seen of Connor Ingram, I think he has that carry you throughout the playoffs kind of style of play.
Right.
Like a goalie you could put in and be like, we are not getting beat tonight. I don't know what it is, Reid, but it's just what I feel when I've watched both goaltenders. What do you think?
Well, I'm throwing this out there to have a little cheeky discussion.
Sure. I mean, it's all
with almost half the regular season remaining.
It's a long ways away.
I like what I've seen from Ingram.
Yes.
I would buy on that. 4-2-1, 2.70 goals against average, 904 save percentage. Has looked solid, has looked comfortable. He's had one off game against Boston. No, I'm not saying you can have an off game every 7, but I don't think the Oilers played well in that game either. He's made saves at important times. He's not been... Like, I don't think with Ingram there's ever been a point where it's like, oh my God, he stopped it, but I don't know how. Where it's like, oh, he stopped it, but he was actually falling over and in the wrong place and it just hit him.
Yeah.
Like, he's been solid.
Positionally sound.
He's been very, very good. So, I throw this out there well in advance. We don't know what's going to happen with team play and individual play and health and all that kind of stuff. But it's been very encouraging to see how he's played. Very encouraging.
What if it's a different Connor?
Connor Unger. Good interview today on the EST Afternoons.
Fantastic interview.
Yeah, really good.
Wow, talk about personality. He's got it in spades.
Yeah.
I mean, Reid, have you seen what he's been doing? He's 5-0, 953 save percentage.
Yeah.
Do you know since 2020?
The exact opposite of how Ingram was doing in the AHL.
Yes. Well, that might say something. But, I mean, for right now, it's a great story. Do you know he played in CIS, in U Sports?
I did know that, yeah.
Brock University?
Yep.
With a 932 save percentage.
Former Red Deer Rebel? Yeah.
He has not had a save percentage under 900 since in the 2020s.
Right.
Like he
level, yeah.
Putting up some great numbers. Now, it is, okay, take it for what it's worth, but it's never a bad problem to have another goaltender in the system that's, lighting that league on fire.
Yeah. Well, and it remains to be seen what happens with Calvin Pickard. I know I don't feel it. I don't feel Ingram should go down. But I get it that it's easy to send him down by Sunday. And then maybe he stays and plays in the AHL through the Olympics and keeps, getting his groove back and playing more. But I still don't think it's guaranteed Pickard is on the roster for the playoffs. I don't. Like, they might have to expose him at some point or include him in a trade or something.
Okay.
So maybe Connor Unger, maybe he's that security blanket as the third goaltender.
Very well could be. Small sample size, but very well could be. But for right now, Reid, the only way to protect these three goaltenders that you have on your roster is to send Connor Ingram down. It's the right decision to make.
It's the easiest thing to do.
It's the right thing to do if you want to protect and keep what you currently have.
But see, I'd love to see this 8-game homestand. Or let me just put it this way. Are we at 12 games between now and the Olympics? Or 11? We'd be at 11. Because it's home, away, 8 in a row at home, and then away, right? Because of that Calgary game. Like, I would love to see a scenario where it's 6 Jarry and 5 Ingram. Like, just go back and forth with them.
But I don't think that's even that wouldn't be in the cards.
No, it probably isn't.
I think they're going to play a heavy dose of Tristan Jarry.
So is it Ingram tomorrow?
And then down to Bakersfield.
And then Jarry Pickard on the weekend, or do you go Jarry tomorrow, Ingram in Vancouver, then Ingram goes down, then Jarry on Sunday, and then he plays. You know what? Like, Tristan Jarry, he could play 8 of the 9 games starting on Sunday against St. Louis.
Well, he could play. He
could play 9 out of the remaining. He could play 9 out of the remaining 11 games because there's 2 back-to-backs. They do not play back-to-back on the homestand, but the last game of the homestand, February 3rd, has them in Calgary the next day on February 4th before the Olympic break.
How far do they push Tristan Jarry? How many start? Like, he could play that entire homestand.
Yeah, it'd be like playing in the playoffs. You play every second or third day.
Exactly.
How are you going to do? I think they've already shown a little bit of reluctance to play Pickard. A little bit. right? Before Christmas, after Christmas, then he has the big game against Winnipeg, then he still doesn't start the next game, right? Speaking of the dad's trip, he's the one guy who didn't get to play in front of his dad, right? So, I mean, you could also do that, like really see how Jarry does. Like, hey, man, here's the ball. Run with it, baby.
Casino Dealer Jay says, I'd hate to affect Ingram's game by sending him down.
Well, that's the same with me. Go back to this disorganized league where you're letting in one every 5 shots almost.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. But I think what this organization will do is send Connor Ingram down.
But still play him another game or two.
Sure. Play him Saturday against Vancouver.
Against the Canucks.
Give Jarry that one off before the homestand.
How about the Vancouver Canucks being in last place in the National Hockey League? The Rangers are now down to last in the East.
Is that shocking to you, Reid?
That the Rangers are that bad?
No, that the Canucks are that bad or playing that bad right now.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're that bad. Though I guess we didn't have them in the playoffs. We didn't pick our last place teams.
Well, don't look now, but Winnipeg has won 3 in a row and they're 8 points out of a wild card.
Yeah.
They only have to beat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams to get to that spot.
Well, I mean, you could see them getting hot.
You can, but is it too little, too late?
No, I don't think so. I would
time?
still give them a chance because of how good the lineup should be.
Well, I'll tell you, for them, I think a big part of this is what they do prior to this Olympic break. If they can continue this play getting these wins, right?
Oilers in second place in the Pacific Division. Now, I'm using points percentage here. Both the Vegas Golden Knights and the Edmonton Oilers have 54 points. The Knights have 3 games in hand, so their points percentage is .614. Edmonton's is .574. Seattle, 50 points. They're coming in at .568. Seattle has really started to put it together again lately. Also, Vegas has won 4 in a row. Still, we were talking about this yesterday or the day before. Now the Leafs have pushed their way into a playoff spot. But I was saying yesterday, there's a possibility we may only have 2 Canadian teams in the postseason. Maybe it's just going to be Montreal and the Oilers. I think the Leafs probably get in.
I think so too. Collingwood, Rob, the 72 Dolphins had the perfect season.
What did I say?
The game was played in January of
73. Right, yeah, exactly.
That just sometimes happens where it's a 73 season.
Yeah, most Super Bowls have been held the year after the regular season.
Like this is the 2025 Super Bowl.
Yes, this is for the 2025 season. Yeah. 780-218-9999 is how you text the afternoon inbox, presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 Restaurant. $18.99 prime rib special. That's available 7 days a week except show nights from 11:30 in the morning to 11 at night. That's available for dine-in and takeout. And, of course, Jay and I are coming to you from the Canadian Brewhouse studio. During every Oilers game day, the Canadian Brewhouse is your hockey headquarters. Enter to win Oilers game tickets and sip $1 off tankards of Molson Canadian and Coors Light only at the Brewhouse. Okay, we're going to do the 5 o'clock break. Coming up, we got Fired Up for Gemco. Quinn Phillips is going to join us. Love having her on the show. We'll touch on, one of the things we'll touch on is the Canada-Uzbekistan soccer match coming to Edmonton. Words of the day in the final hour as well. Here's the 5 o'clock break.
2 guys and a goalie.
Hired or fired, Connor McDavid will join Wayne Gretzky as the only 2 players in NHL history to reach 2,000 points in their career.
I'm going to hire it.
This is an instant hire it for me too, man. I'm just looking at, I'm doing the math on her. He's at 1162 right now.
Probably does it. He has to stay healthy. There's so many variables. Who am I to standing in the way?
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
Sentinel Storage presents Team Canada Ice Dancers, Piper Gillis and Paul Poirier on Support from Home.
We're celebrating all the people at home, the people that have supported us. We know our community is going to be cheering for us, and we know the country is going to be cheering for us.
Thank you, Canada. Sentinel Storage, official storage partner of Team Canada.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses. Because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
At Mind 360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space. Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind 360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind 360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
Four games in the NHL. The Kraken and Devils get things going momentarily with the Senators visiting the Garden to face the Rangers, the Kings, and Knights dueling as Philly and Buffalo match up. And in Montreal, the Habs have extended 26-year-old Alexander Texier to a 2-year contract worth $5 million total. And at home, the Oil Kings play the Tigers, each team atop the Eastern Conference. Edmonton is third with 62 points. Meanwhile, Medicine Hat has 63, good for first place. To the association, there's 7 games. Toronto's at Indiana, tipping off momentarily, in the Nets and Pelicans dance at 6 while the 76ers meet the Cavaliers. Baseball news, the Jays have signed 5 players, including Eloy Jimenez, to a minor league deal. 29-year-old Jimenez is a former Silver Slugger winner and a top prospect. And back in Edmonton, the Canadian men's soccer team will host Uzbekistan for a friendly at Commonwealth Stadium with kickoff June 1st. Canada last playing at Commonwealth in November of 2021. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The third and final hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Day off for the Edmonton Oilers. They will host the New York Islanders tomorrow night at Rogers Place. The Oilers are 3-0-2 in their last 5 games. Here's Zach Hyman.
Yeah, it's good, obviously. You want to stack points. Even when you lose games, it's better to gain a point. But I think we're coming along. I think we have another level to get to. We got some guys returning from injury, obviously, which is a great sign. I thought it was a good first game for them. I thought Jars was outstanding, earning us that extra point. I thought Wally was good in his return. So good to get those guys back.
All right. Walman played. No, and with Jarry's game, he's played 3.5 games. Hadn't played for 3 weeks, getting in there last night. So we'll see how it goes with him. Tampa Bay's won 11 in a row, eh?
That's crazy.
Pretty good.
Almost unbelievable.
Yes, almost, Jay, but I do believe it. I once covered a team that won 16 consecutive games. I don't know if I ever told you that.
No.
Happened 2 years ago. Pretty amazing stuff. All right, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. We are going to get Fired Up, presented by Gemco Fireplaces, proudly serving Edmonton and area for 45 years. The authorized dealer for Napoleon fireplaces. Whether it's gas or wood burning, look no further than Canadian-made Napoleon fireplaces. All the Napoleon products you need are available at Gemco, 9281 50th Street. CFL meetings this week. Commissioner Stuart Johnston spoke today. So some things that we're looking to happen here. So, and we talked about this the day the rule changes were announced a couple months ago. I guess longer than that ago now. So they're going to have a 35-second play clock. Hopefully, just to standardize the time between plays, because some officials might move quicker than others. So the way it's been happening in the CFL is, let's say Jay gets tackled in bounds. Okay, the refs will give everybody a chance to get up, set the ball. The game clock keeps running. And then when they see everybody's ready, they wind the play clock. So there's sort of that dead area. Now, when Jay gets tackled, the 35-second clock will start immediately. So it'll be about the same length of time between plays, but it'll be standardized. But of course, what's going to happen late in games when we have these crazy comebacks? What did I say? The Riders ran like 20 plays after the 3-minute warning when they were trying to come back against Edmonton.
Well, and the length of physical time it takes for those 2 minutes to pass by.
Right. And we don't want in the CFL. Now, the NFL is different because they have more timeouts. But what can happen? You run a team out of timeout, you got the lead, you kneel down the last 2 minutes, right? Yep. 3 times 40 seconds. So they're deciding they're going to keep the 20-second play clock in the last 3 minutes of the games. And the other thing that changes in the CFL is they stop the game clock on every whistle after the 3-minute warning. On an incomplete pass or a play out of bounds, it won't start till the ball is snapped.
Correct.
Now, so in the last 3 minutes, it'll be the same. If Jay runs and is tackled in bounds, the game clock will stop. The refs will set the ball, and then they will wind the 20 and the game clock at the same time. So it'll still give teams running a hurry-up time to be like, okay, let's go and maybe snap the ball with 19 or 18 seconds still on the play clock. And it'll still give teams trying to kill the clock a chance to run it down to a second, but you still might have to get a first down or two to really kill the entire game with the lead.
Yeah, I'm okay, sure. You know, I think it could have been neat to see some sort of a different option for the final 3 minutes that doesn't leave it up to the referee blowing it in.
Well, that's what I find frustrating, and I know the league wants comebacks, and I know that's exciting, but you know, you do have some refs that seem to set it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And you do have some refs who they get back there, they make sure all their other officials are in place, they tell the quarterback, hey, I'm going to wind it, and then as soon as he blows the whistle, the center's told, just snap the ball on the whistle.
Yes.
And basically, you're not taking any time off the clock for a play that ended in bounds. You know?
Now, Stuart Johnston did say in questions after he came out of the winter meetings that he expects this to be done in an expedited fashion.
Right.
For referees to be placing the ball
and winding winding the clock, not waiting for the offense to be ready.
No. Just get it set and blow it in.
The other thing that's significant, and I like this, overtime will still be 2 possessions in like 2 innings of a shootout if necessary. If it's tied after the 2 possessions in overtime, you will then run individual plays from the 3-yard line for 2 points each. This is what the NCAA does. So if it was 30-30, then it would be 32-32, 34-34 until somebody won.
Regular season only.
Yes.
Right? But I don't like the single play. Like, why not just give them more? Okay, well, we'll go till somebody wins.
Well, they are going to go till somebody wins.
I know, but the other way, where you have...
still come in from the 35.
Come in and
yeah,
go
I guess
till
just
somebody
not
blinks.
to potentially drag it out. But
like, okay, offense on. Okay, defense on. Offense on. You know, Heaven forbid they would have been on the same sideline. That would have been tiring.
Yeah, that's a good point. But so there will not be ties. I think all this still has to be rubber stamped, but
yes,
there will not be ties in the CFL.
I like that there's no ties.
Right.
Ties, that extra
And
column.
it'll be exciting. It might come down to a single play.
Yeah.
It'll still be like a sudden death type of play.
Yep.
So anyway, fired up for Gemco, just some clarification on, because these are 4 questions we were asking about some of the CFL changes.
All right. We are going to be joined now from Marmot Basin. We have Cameron Mahler in to give us our Marmot Basin update. Cameron, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you folks doing?
Good. You don't look like Brian Rode. Everybody here is used to seeing Brian Rode come in here. Why don't you tell everybody what it is that you do up at Marmot Basin?
Yeah, I figure you're used to seeing Brian, so go easy on me. But so I'm the marketing and sales manager up here at Marmot Basin. So I oversee all the marketing and got my hand in some of the sales side with Brian as well.
Well, right on. Well, you guys, the snow. Let's start with that because I know earlier in the season it was plenty of snow. How are things looking right now up at the mountain?
Yeah, conditions are awesome. It's been a great season so far. We've had tons of snow. Maybe one of the best parts about it, though, is that it's been consistent. Every week it snows a little bit here and there. Some weeks more than others, but overall it's just been coming and coming, which has been great. So the coverage on the mountain's fantastic. All our terrain's open, all the lifts are spinning. So it's been an awesome season. And, on our colder days, we've had inversion. So it's been warmer up on the mountain than it has been in the valley. So all to say we've had great weather and it's been a great start to the season.
Well, and, the term Jasper in January is now known, certainly across the province of Alberta and certainly here in Edmonton. It's a big event that obviously Tourism Jasper wants people to get out there and experience Jasper, experience Marmot Basin. What's going on up at the hill during this month?
Yeah, we got lots going on at Marmot, this time around, and we're kicking off Jasper in January this weekend. So some of the stuff we have going on the mountain are our demo days. So skiers and riders have an opportunity to try all kinds of different skis and snowboards and different equipment. We have our avalanche days, which gives, our skiers and snowboarders an opportunity to talk to experts that deal with our avalanche control inbounds here at Marmot Basin. We have lots of food and beverage deals going on. We have DJs and live music every weekend on the mountain. And then, after a great day on the mountain here, you can go down. There's tons going on in Jasper. So, you can keep the party going and the good times rolling down there.
I've never done or partook in demo days. I've never tried it. Is that something where you go up and say, hey, I ski this style, but I want to try and ski a little bit more powder, or I want to try these new skis? Like, is this free when you're going in and doing this demo day?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can come up and, you can talk to, whoever's kind of hosting there, and they'll kind of point you in the right direction if you want to try something that carves a little bit better, something that's better for the trees or the groomers or, whatever it might be. So they have all kinds of equipment, and, depending on the conditions that day, you can have something that really works well for you.
And finally here, what's the Monday to Friday? I saw this on your website, so I hope it's accurate, but this is amazing. Monday to Friday, kids ski free and free rentals?
Yeah, that's correct. We kind of test ran a bit of a program early this season, and we had so much success with it. It's so great to see all these kids out on the mountain learning how to ski, and we are proud that we can make it accessible for families to come up to Marmot Basin. And you said it exactly, Monday to Friday, kids 12 and under ski and rent for free. So, it's a great way to bring the family out and have a great time out in the mountains.
Well, Cameron, I think you just gave me an idea. Might have to talk to the coup over here, Matthew Wannick, see if I can get a day off and maybe sneak the kids out of school on a Friday and whip out to Jasper to come say hi to you. Look, it's always great, Cameron. I hope we see you again. Thanks for joining us here, and have a great weekend and have a great kickoff to Jasper in January up at Marmot Basin.
Yeah, appreciate it and hope to see you guys up here soon. Thanks a lot.
You betcha. That was Cameron Mahler of Marmot Basin. Brian Rode is our regular Marmot Basin guest, but he said, I'm going to give the young buck a spin.
Did well.
I think he did fantastic. Well done, Cameron. I love Marmot. We were talking about Marmot earlier in the bullpen, and I think it's the best hill in Alberta for sure.
Right.
I love it. Especially with children. That's by far my girls' favorite hill because all of the different, they like going in the trees, going on the little trails.
Oh, right.
They love that stuff, and Marmot's got a ton of it.
All right, good stuff. That was the ski report with Cameron Mahler from Marmot Basin. I totally had my brain just completely went empty.
That's okay.
Sometimes that happens. Well, most people will think that probably happens almost all the time.
I wonder, I bet you Quinn Phillips would remember comic strips.
Quinn Phillips has seen my brain go empty a lot.
She has.
Yes, and the off-topic topic for William Huff. Thanks for circling back to the God. You're getting good. It's such a joy to see you grow as a broadcaster.
Blossom right in front of your eyes. Hey,
yeah, you really have. You've blossomed like a little flower, like a little Milne flower. Our off-topic topic for William Huff. So if you're just tuning in, your favorite newspaper comic strip of all time. Mine is The Far Side.
Yeah, I'm Far Side as well, but a close second, one that's close to the heart would be The Family Circus. Parkside put asterisks. Marmaduke, Garfield. Tops as a kid reading the Saturday Funnies.
Oh, yeah.
That was called The Funnies.
We had some Calvin and Hobbes in there. What else did we see popping in? Andy Capp, Peanuts. That's a classic one. Make sure you pronounce that one thoroughly.
Peanuts. Wasn't that called Charlie Brown?
I think it was called Peanuts.
Pardon?
Peanuts. But Charlie Brown was the main character. I believe the actual strip was called Peanuts.
One-Eyed Pete says Garfield. Oh, Chet Palmer. Chet Palmer's brother-in-law responded earlier. I missed this. He says, I've been winning and not hitting on 20. Good to see Chet going after Jay. Chet Palmer's brother-in-law.
Did Chet go after you?
I don't know.
I don't think he did.
Well, he likes talking about things in my pocket. So.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I think he just said, are those lottery balls in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Send us in your favorite comic strip on the River Cree Resort and Casino text line 780-218-9999.
Quinn Phillips is in the nasty chat and ready to go. Of course, Quinn, great broadcaster in her own right. Several years at Global Television. We briefly worked together at iNews 880 when it opened up in 2008. She's now with the Downtown Business Association. So we'll talk about the significance of this soccer game coming here on June 1st, and who knows where else the long and winding road of conversation will take us. Here's the Coupe.
Games in the NHL today. One game underway. The Kraken and Devils scoreless about 6 minutes into play. New Jersey on a 2-minute power play, scoring 1-0 just moments ago. They lead in the game at 5:30. The Flyers and Sabres go at it before the Senators and Rangers drop the puck. The nightcap has the Golden Knights and Kings matching up. And for the Habs, Alexander Texier has signed a 2-year deal worth $5 million total. The 26-year-old with 16 points in 25 games this season. And at Rogers Place, two Titans clash as the Oil Kings and Tigers face off at 7. Medicine Hat leads the Eastern Conference with 63 points. Edmonton with 62 in third place. Raptors, they are on the hardwood right now. 9:10 left to go in the first, up 11-2 over the Pacers. The other live game has the Cavaliers leading 17-10 over the 76ers. In baseball news, Ranger Suarez has inked a 5-year, $130 million contract with the Red Sox. And on the pitch, Canada's men's soccer team will visit Commonwealth Stadium June 1st to kick off with Uzbekistan in a friendly. Canada hasn't played a game at Commonwealth since late 2020. We talk some soccer and much more with Quinn Phillips on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
Did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
December's festive featured wing flavors are here at the Canadian Brewhouse. It's festive cranberry versus Korean bulgogi in the ultimate flavor showdown. Try them anytime or just 67 cents every Wing Wednesday for a limited time. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
Sentinel Storage presents Team Canada Ice Dancers, Piper Gillis and Paul Poirier on Support from Home.
We're celebrating all the people at home, the people that have supported us. We know our community is going to be cheering for us, and we know the country is going to be cheering for us.
Thank you, Canada. Sentinel Storage, official storage partner of Team Canada.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know. We are live in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. UFC 324 is live Saturday, January 24th at the Canadian Brewhouse. TVs everywhere, ice cold drinks, and nonstop action. The Canadian Brewhouse, our house is your house. So, speaking of this off-topic topic, when we introduced it earlier in the show, I said it wasn't an automatic that everybody would know what a comic strip was.
Correct.
And then I said it was in a newspaper, and that it wouldn't be automatic that everybody knew what a newspaper was.
Correct.
Now, I got to say that Quinn Phillips is joining us, friend of EST, personal friend of mine, and with the Edmonton Downtown Business Association. Do you know the
let's not forget Commish.
Okay. Do you know the last time you, can you remember the last time you held a newspaper in your hands? I cannot.
No, but you know what's interesting is that I actually really love newspapers. I do love the feel, so it's actually a little bit surprising. It's the romance of it, right? Like I see it in a store or something and I want to pick it up and read it, but I actually still just don't do that.
I grabbed one recently at the grocery store, and I was shocked at how thin it was.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a weekend. Yeah. It was the weekend used to be where they stuff everything in.
Yeah. All the feature articles.
Oh, yeah.
Way more advertising, flyers and stuff like that.
Yeah, like the Sunday paper was like the big one, right?
It was a thing. Yeah.
Now, were you a big Tuesday stats page in the Edmonton Journal?
Was I when I was younger?
Yeah.
And you know what? Unfortunately, I wasn't, but I kind of lived with the stats machine. I didn't really have to dive in too much. I got a lot of the story from my father.
Oh, okay.
So if I asked, it was a little bit different growing up for me when I was really young and impressionable. I had a lot of crushes on the boys on the hockey teams. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was intrigued to know if they scored.
Because there was there was an athlete's draft, and it was sexiest Oiler, wasn't it? And who or something along the lines of that. Who was your pick for that?
Well, the pick always and forever is Eric Brewer.
Eric Brewer.
Oh, Brewer.
Yeah. He's he was an attractive man. And then I remember when he played for Tampa, and I was working at Global Edmonton, and I was so nervous to go interview him. But I went over and did it on purpose. I was like, wow, this is a reason to talk to him.
All right, so then this is my roundabout way to asking you the off-topic topic before we talk some sports.
I know.
Your favorite newspaper comic strip, or you can say pass, or you can say guys don't have one. You guys are lame.
I honestly don't have one. I'm kind of the worst. I didn't read the comics, but the only ones I remember were Calvin and Hobbes.
Good one.
So I definitely say Calvin and Hobbes.
Well, Calvin is still around. He's often peeing on competitors' trucks.
Yeah. Peeing on political figures.
Yes.
I do see him
pees on
around
everything.
Berta.
Yes.
He's peeing on a lot of things.
Hobbes was an imaginary friend, was it not?
Hobbes was the
Like a tiger.
doll.
Yeah. But I think that was that not his imaginary friend?
I think it was a doll that he pictured being real. So yeah, I guess
Right.
that's a form of imaginary.
Right.
Though the doll, isn't that right, Quinn? Hobbes
Yeah.
was the
It was
tiger
like a
doll.
Tiger doll, yeah.
Because the parents saw him as a tiger doll, but Hobbes saw him as a tiger. He walked
As a
around.
real living.
Yeah.
Yes. I believe so, yes.
Yes. I had an
Wow.
imaginary friend.
Trip down memory lane there.
Yeah.
I also have a terrible memory from my childhood, so
All right. Well, that now
you're
revealed.
welcome for that tidbit.
that now revealed. This is why I love having you on, Quinn. And you never know. Like people think Jay and I tend to wander a lot with the topics. Let's wait till we have Quinn Phillips on.
I got my eyes closed. I'm just walking.
Even more so. All right. I texted you this morning. I was like, hey, we're getting a soccer match. June 1st, Canada, Uzbekistan. You're with the Downtown Business Association. But the significance of this, I mean, I assume we're looking at bringing some people to town, showcasing some shots of the stadium and Edmonton in the summer, as opposed to the snowy shots we get during Oilers games, at night. Or what's the best parts of this game coming here?
Or even just the snowy shots of the last time I was here, because as you'll remember, it was in November against Mexico, I believe. That was World Cup qualifiers. Am I correct?
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, just making sure. And it was a winter shot then. So yeah, of course. When looking at this, I guess Explore Edmonton has said that the economic impact of this will be about $21 million, which is very significant. And for us downtown, a big bulk of the hotels are downtown. So we do expect people to be coming and filling hotel rooms downtown. And like you said, getting a chance to experience the city in the summer. And, always, just from a city perspective, it's always great to be activating Commonwealth Stadium. I'm still a believer that it is, I think we need something a little bit smaller, but I am still a believer that it is a big, beautiful stadium that I do love. And I think it, has so much capacity to do so many different things. And obviously soccer is one of them. But my complete feelings on this. And I do feel like this is very much just a consolation prize for, obviously not being awarded any World Cup games.
Right. Well, because what was the story there? Like the province decided not to fund it, so we didn't even technically bid, did we?
No, we did. We fully bid. And
but there was
basically what happened is that Vancouver came in at the last minute. I believe that CONCACAF kind of asked them to sneak in the back door a little bit. And then them and Toronto were named the two Canadian cities. So we could kind of see the writing on the wall, but I still do remember that day feeling pretty blindsided and pretty hurt that Edmonton, who had done all the preliminary work, wrote a huge bid. There was a lot of work that went into it, and Edmonton has been home to a lot of really big soccer moments for Canada. So it did hurt because it was also beyond that. It was going to mean a lot of, capital improvements for infrastructure like Commonwealth Stadium, which we need.
Quinn, what's the process like with that? Like, is the Downtown Business Association involved in that pitch? Do they write it? Like, what's the involvement here, and who actually sends the email or sends the ask to, the governing body that makes these decisions?
Right. So it would have been Explore Edmonton and the city of Edmonton who worked together and got everything ready for FIFA. And so I remember that the bid day, or kind of the visit day, it was a really big day for Explore Edmonton. Their new CEO had just started and had to dive right in. And they, that's the one thing I will say about Edmonton, is that there's like no stone left unturned. They are such good salespeople. I remember that they had, one of the pieces was that they were on the ice at Rogers Place and had like a big light show kind of representing the Northern Lights, and a big performance there, and just kind of like giving the wow factor of Edmonton and Rogers Place specifically. A couple days of meetings. But leading up to that, I would say it was probably at least a year of making sure that all ducks are in a row, doing all the traveling. They had to write like, I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's kind of like a morals handbook kind of thing. And just, all the proper things that the city will do in terms of hosting this event and making sure it's fair and all those kinds of things. And Edmonton was really leading the way. And Toronto, I believe, even took pieces of the work that Edmonton had done as part of their bid as well. So, I just always felt for the people that were involved, because they put so much love and care into it. And we all know that Edmonton is such a loving and caring community of a city that we were represented well there, but didn't get the big one.
Okay, so I remember you brought up the Vancouver stuff, but wasn't there something that the province wasn't going to back Edmonton's bid, and that is part of the reason it wasn't successful too? There wasn't going to be the provincial money injected?
It wasn't like that. The province had basically threatened something about, I can't remember exactly what it was, but they had basically said, like, unless you bring it to Edmonton, like they had kind of given like an ultimatum to FIFA, and a lot of people really felt that made a really lasting impact on FIFA. I think we all know that FIFA at the end of the day is the big boss, whether that's fair or not in many situations. But yeah, so they likely didn't take well to an ultimatum from the Premier of Alberta. But I think there was a lot of other factors. Certainly, Commonwealth Stadium was going to need a lot of upgrades. I know that they wanted more VIP space, so it was tough.
I just found an article. It was $110 million with conditions. One of the conditions was that Edmonton would get at least 5 games, including 2 knockout stage games.
Right.
Including one in the round of 16, which they wouldn't have got.
Never. Yeah.
And 1/3 of the seating for the city of Edmonton. So I guess that Edmonton was the largest venue of the 3 chosen in Edmonton, in Canada, which I guess it would have been, because the Toronto one's not very big. BC Place is big.
BC Place is very close.
Right.
Yeah. It is pretty close to around the same, I believe.
So FIFA doesn't take kindly to, we'll gladly host, but you have to do this for us.
You have to, yeah. So,
especially getting a round of 16 game in little old Edmonton when Dallas and Mexico City and New York City
LA
want games, right? Okay.
Yeah. I always took a little bit of issue, though, with Mexico getting three locations. They're quite famous for unfortunate homophobic slurs and chants at games. And so to me, I was just like, you're punishing Canada, big, beautiful, friendly Canada. But what can you do? It also has cost a lot of money. I know that Toronto and Vancouver are feeling that a lot. It costs a lot of money. It is a huge economic impact, but it does cost a lot of money. And you just have to hope that a lot of people come and visit and spend a lot of money in your city.
Because Montreal didn't bid. And so was the hope. So, okay, so would have it been Edmonton instead of Vancouver, or would have it been Edmonton, Toronto, and Vancouver splitting the 10 games or whatever?
Ideally, it would have been the 3 splitting the 10 games.
Splitting
yes.
10, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too bad. It's too bad we didn't get 3 games. But then there's, depending on who you believe, There's a certain columnist, national columnist, who I won't mention because I went at him pretty hard about 10 years ago when he came to Edmonton and mocked our stadium. You may remember that.
Okay.
I remember I wrote a love letter to him and what I thought his poor reporting was.
I do kind of remember this, yes.
Because then he wrote a piece. He's like, well, now Canada got all the worst games after they did the draw. And then I talked to Matthew Owanek like that. He's like, well, that's not true. Plus, you have to remember Toronto Stadium is not as big as some other stadiums. So that's a whole
Yeah, they were only going to be able to get their capacity up to like 35 or 40, weren't they?
Right, so they don't want to put England and France in there, right?
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
anyway.
Exactly.
All right, so it is Canada, Uzbekistan, and both teams are in, right? Like, don't forget, Uzbekistan is in the World Cup. They're not playing some 250th ranked team that's not going to be in.
Yeah, and this is going to be special no matter what because it's 10 days before the tournament, right? So at the end of the day, I called it a consolation, but I suppose as I kind of think about it and soften a little, I guess it is a pretty cool thing. It'll be interesting to see how much, the starters get, like how much will Alphonso Davies play? Because you want him 100% healthy, obviously, for the tournament.
All right. Do you have anything for the commish, Jay?
Well, yeah, I like the bits. I like what you girls are doing over there on the bits.
Thanks, bud.
I saw that you predicted that Connor McDavid would score the game-winning goal of the Olympic medal game. Is that not true?
That wasn't a prediction. That was my expectation. So that was it's going to happen. He will be in on the game-winning point.
It's going to happen. Okay.
Yeah.
What did you think of the roster construction for Team Canada? When that came out, were you excited that Hyman and Bouchard got snubbed, or were you?
Yes. I was thrilled.
He was thrilled. Yeah.
What do you think? How do you think this team? Because there was a lot of discussion that day on players that were left off, players that we were surprised that were on the team. What did you think of it?
I mean, listen, we live in a country that is incredibly good at hockey. This was always going to happen. Personally, I always I think that, leaving Zach Hyman off was probably a big mistake. I mean, we've all just seen how hard he works, how great he is around the net, how great he is with Connor. What is the saying? Something of riches? My brain.
Embarrassment of riches?
Embarrassment of riches here in Canada, I suppose, except for goaltending, I would say. But goaltending just in general, quite frankly, is just not great. So, yeah, I don't. So anyways, I was never going to be somebody who's going to get too upset about it because frankly, they're going to be able to bring a lot of really good players to this. And if you have Connor McDavid, in my opinion, and Sidney Crosby and, some guys who can defend reasonably, I think you're going to have a pretty good shot at the thing.
Okay. And I want your thoughts on one more thing. We're heading into the divisional round.
The NFL. Size of the big screen at the Olympic
Well, we saw that earlier.
Not
Reid
permanent.
It's temporary.
It's not permanent.
Reid's really defending
I'm
this.
sending them my 40-inch TV. They'll be fine.
Oh, right. Okay, totally. Sweet.
Yeah, that whole...
Is that 4K?
No, I don't have 4K. That's too fancy.
Who do you think is going to come out of this divisional weekend in the NFL? There's 8 teams left. You got Buffalo at Denver.
Yeah.
49ers, Seahawks, Texans, Patriots, Rams, Bears. Is Quinn's pick to win the Super Bowl still playing? And who is it?
Well, I'm a Packers fan. And if you don't believe in your team every single year, then yes, my team has been eliminated by the Bears.
Ugh, that's worse. That's worse. That's the worst case scenario, is it not?
Especially how it happened, Jay. I had a going away party. I left my house when Caleb Williams threw an interception in the third quarter. And I was like, the comeback ain't on. And then I get to this thing and it's 31-27. And I'm like, is this real life right now?
Yeah, it turned into a going away party for the Packers.
Oh. Anyways, okay. So truth be told, I mean, obviously the Broncos had a really good season. I'm just going to have to pick the Bills in that game just from an experience perspective, quite frankly.
Okay, we'll
I'm also
your
going to
picks.
be hopeful for Josh Allen. It's too bad because this is like a wide open year for them finally without the Chiefs, and they're just not as good as years past, for sure. But I do think that they get by the Broncos. I don't care what happens in the 49ers Seahawks games because I dislike both of those teams.
That's Reid's team you're talking about, the Seahawks.
Which team is yours, Reid? You're on 12, are you?
Seattle. Yeah, I cheer for Seattle. I've cheered for Seattle for 20 years, ever since longer than I've known you.
I don't even know if that's longer, but okay, well,
ish.
Yeah, okay. Anyways, that one, blah, blah, blah. I like the Patriots, to be really honest. And then, listen, if you beat my team, I'm going to believe that you're a really good team. So I'm just going to pick the Bears.
I don't mind it.
That's a foolish pick, maybe. But the hill I'm going to die on is the Bills.
And you're not even going to pick. You're not even
picks?
going to pick a winner in San Francisco, Seattle. You still pick. It doesn't matter if you hate the teams. You still have to professionally make a pick. Do you think I love every team I talk about?
Well, I'm not a professional anymore, Reid.
Well, yes, you are. You're a professional generally as a human being. You're a professional. I'm going to get business cards made. Quinn Phillips, professional human.
Just professional.
Yeah.
You can always count on her. She'll be there as a professional. Okay. I'm going to go with the Niners. Again, I think the experience piece is going to be a touch of a difference maker there.
All right, we're making our picks on Friday.
Sorry, man. Are you mad at me?
No, I'm not mad at you. I'm not.
Well, I'm mad at you for being a 12, so.
Oh, I'm a 12. I'm a Seahawks fan. Is everybody a 12 if you cheer for the Seahawks?
Jay?
Well, fine. I guess I'm a 12 then.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Listen, my sister-in-law is from Seattle. My brother and sister-in-law are Seahawks fans as well. I have to live with this. So, I get it.
Well, I think the fact that you didn't.
I hate them so much. I just do.
Okay. The fact that you didn't know I cheered for the Seahawks, I think speaks well of me. Like, well, I had to live with this with them. Like, you didn't even know that I cheered for them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Good point.
So it's not like I run around like,
okay,
I cheer for them.
So you're not like a full 12.
I'm flying.
Yeah. Caca. Yeah. Okay, fair. We'll let it slide.
All right. Love having you on the show. I hope you can come on more often. Thank you
do
for
it
your
again,
intelligence.
Anytime.
Yeah.
I'd love to stay at work 41 minutes late to be on your show.
Well, that's what professional humans do.
Yes. As a professional, I don't mind staying 41 minutes late.
Thanks for giving us the lowdown on the big match
now.
coming up, too. You're the best.
Okay. Yeah, everybody enjoy.
Quinn Phillips checking in. Wears many hats, including Director of Marketing and Communications for the Edmonton Downtown Business Association. Long title for a professional human.
That would take up a lot of room.
Professional human would just be shorter, more to the point. Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. Experience all the excitement of the casino in the palm of your hand. Download the Play Alberta app today and deposit $50 using the ESC exclusive, or just go to the website, playalberta.ca. Use the Play Alberta app. All right. Here's what we're going to do. First of all, you can always text us 780-218-9999. The afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino. Happy hour featuring $5.25 drinks. Available Sunday to Thursday, 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. You got time till still to submit your favorite newspaper comic strip of all time.
Yes.
Because I don't know if we have kind of a winner. Is it the Far Side? Even though that's ours picks, because other people said Far Side as well. Because we've kind of got a lot of, 2 or 3 of a lot, right?
Garfield, Calvin and Hobbes, those were up there.
Maybe those have nosed into the lead. Anything with a cat's going to be popular.
Of course.
Yeah. And we got words of the day for EPL all coming up. Here's the coup.
3 games live in the NHL. After 20 minutes, the Kraken and Devils are tied at 1 aside. Adam Larson, former Oiler, on the board with his 4th of the season for Seattle. And just getting underway, it's the Senators and Rangers. They're notched at 0s and 3.5 minutes into action. The Flyers on a power play. 5-on-4 over the Sabres. No score in that game just yet. Later on for the nightcap at 8 o'clock, the Golden Knights and Kings hit the ice. At home, it's the Oil Kings hosting the Tigers, each team atop the Eastern Conference. Edmonton third with 62 points, while Medicine Hat has 63, good for first place. Over to the NBA, there's a pair of games underway. Early in the second, the Raptors up 45-30 over the Pacers. And in Philly, the Cavaliers with a 37-28 lead over the 76ers. Baseball news, the Jays have signed 5 players, including Eloy Jimenez, 2 minor league deals. 29-year-old Jimenez is a former Silver Slugger winner. And to the pitch, Canada's men's soccer team will visit Commonwealth Stadium June 1st to kick off with Uzbekistan in a friendly. Canada hasn't played a game at Commonwealth since late 2021. The final segment of the Reid Wilkins Show brings us back following the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
Our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai. Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Hot tub peekaboo. Oh. Hey, hey. Hot tub peekaboo.
Hey, cool guys, please.
All right.
Having some beer.
Here it is, Hot Tub Peekaboo, celebrating the time spent together in a hot tub by Jason Milne and YouTube Trev. Incredible. Quinn Phillips was on the show. She, of course, joined us on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. Oil Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team, fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. Words of the day in a couple minutes. Should we do a Canadian trivia card?
Yes.
So we got a box of Canadian trivia cards. My wonderful mother decided to get this for Christmas, so I brought it to the office. They're pretty good. Was it 5 questions per card or 6?
5.
How many am I going to get? The Coob doesn't know what the questions are. I don't know what the questions are. Jay's just looking now. How many will I get right today?
3.
Okay. Did I get 4 when we did this a few days ago?
Yes.
4 or 5? Okay.
I'm going to say... I'm going to say you're going to get 4.
Oh, pretty good. Okay.
Maybe even 5.
Oh, wow. All right.
Well, we'll see.
Thinking big.
What is the only NHL team to have won the Stanley Cup 5 years in a row?
The Montreal Canadiens, 56-60.
What region of Canada did Simon Fraser explore? Western Canada, the Arctic, or the prairies?
Western.
What Toronto band had a hit in 2023 singing the lyrics, "Blame my ex, blame my ex, blame my ex"?
I don't know why you would think I was going to get 5. Coob, jump in and answer for me.
Arkells? I don't even know. Are they even Canadian?
The Beaches.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The Arkells are Canadian.
What famous circus was founded in Montreal in 1984 by 2 street performers?
The only circus I can think of is Ringling Brothers.
Cirque du Soleil?
Cirque du Soleil.
Good one, Coop.
Founded by Guy Laliberte and Daniel Gauthier.
Well, I might not even get over 50%.
Well, I think you will. What town in the Yukon was nicknamed the City of Gold?
Whitehorse?
Oh, no.
Yellowknife?
Dawson City.
Dawson City. Whitehorse is in the Yukon, though, right?
Whitehorse?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I only got 2 out of 5.
Well, there's always tomorrow, Reid.
And there's always Words of the Day, presented by the Edmonton Public Library. Edmonton Public Library has an intellectual freedom campaign. EPL stands up for your right to explore every topic, every belief, and every opinion without censorship. Find out more at intellectualfreedom.ca.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break
Those
your
are good, though.
concentration?
Like, they're not some of the easy ones if you know it.
I'm going to keep track of them now. I'm going to circulate them down to the bottom so
Write
you
a little
don't have
R if I've done it.
redo.
You know what I'm saying.
Okay, first word of the day, demagogue. Demagogue.
Demagogue. And this is someone, a leader who tries to elevate himself to an almost godlike status or supreme status that perhaps he or she is not deserving of.
Yeah, okay. I'll give it to you.
Oh, thanks, baby.
A political leader who seeks support by appealing to the desires and prejudices of ordinary people rather than by using rational argument.
Well, I didn't get that correct.
0.5.
Yeah.
So
like I understood there was perhaps some almost
you knew it was a political
sort of
leader.
and it was almost deception involved ish. Like it wasn't based on it was based more on not just like a little bit based on chicanery, so to speak.
Yeah, here's the sentence.
Okay.
A gifted demagogue with particular skill in manipulating the press.
Okay.
Second word of the day, antithesis. Antithesis. Coob, are you spelling this as well?
He's playing along at home.
Okay, well, Coob?
We never once asked Coob if he wanted to participate.
That's true. That's how rude. Okay, so
Antithsis. And antithesis is the opposite of.
Say that again?
It's something that is the opposite of.
Reid Wilkins, Reid Wilkins.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Such as water would be the antithesis of fire, sort of. I don't know if that's not a good example.
Maybe. Quinn Phillips
would be the antithesis of a snotty guest.
Of an unprofessional person.
Right.
Eating hamburgers every day would be the antithesis of health.
Of a vegan diet.
Boom.
Right.
Yes.
Having a steak every day would be the antithesis of a vegan diet.
Well done, young man.
Yeah. Did you spell it correctly, Coob?
Antithesis. Right?
Yeah.
Kubler?
That's how it's spelled.
The opposite. Yeah. I got it. Look at me, Mom.
Kuberific? Kubasonic Teenage Warhead?
It's Kuberific.
Kubasonic Hedgehog?
We should do something like that. Best song names that you can
should be our
switch
next
in
one with Coob. Yeah.
Kiss from a Coob?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oilers with Lazar, 15-7-2. Without Lazar, 8-9-6. Think he plays tomorrow?
Yes. Yes. Otherwise,
then we'll know Knobloch pays attention to my tweets.
Otherwise, my sit-in starts.
No, that was for last week's game, wasn't it?
No, Reid.
Well, he was out last night,
lineup.
and you didn't do a sit-in.
I didn't. I couldn't. I
didn't know because
I was sitting in my car.
Right. We didn't know because there was a game time lineup because of the no morning skate.
I had no clue.
We will have a preview of the Oilers and the Islanders tomorrow. Luke Gazdick is going to hop on the show tomorrow as well, so it'll be another fun one. Our live day of programming resumes at 6 a.m. with the Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. That one is on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, and YouTube. And that particular show also on 95.7 Cruise FM. So a lot of ways to listen and enjoy Edmonton Sports Talk. On behalf of Zachary Kubish and the glue guy, Jay Milne, I'm Reid. Have a pleasant evening.